And here we go. The recording has started as well, and the colors are wrong. What a start into this tournament.
Yeah, the colors might be wrong, but you change them real quick. And on the other hand, I experience quite some lag here. Not sure if the players see me lagging or anything, but I have like very crazy stuff going on here on my side. Not sure if your picture is any more fluent than mine.
It's laggy. That's true.
Oh.
But I think it's getting better, a bit at least. It's a little spiky now, but should be fine in a few seconds. So yeah, for the YouTube viewers, Twitch Warcraft Champions League number 2 Consolation Final. The winner will face Focus in another best of 7 for a prize pool of $1,500 for the gold medal that we'll give away here. So okay, now the scoreboard is alright. And we can start. In the upper left, it is of course the man who needs no further introduction. It is the 5th race of Warcraft, the most decorated player of all time. It is Moon. And in the upper right, we see the bronze medalist of WCA 2015. It's LawLiet. And we talked about this before in the pre-game chat, that he likes to spice things up a little. And look at his hero choice.
Yeah, you can see it right away. There is a Priest of the Moon coming for LawLiet. This means a lot of Huntresses early on, especially here on Nomadites. It's a great choice, I guess, if you have the addition of the Mercenaries as well as the Aura. And then some players really tend to go for this old Scout that you can use to reveal invisible units and such. It's very, very powerful. I even have seen people go for tier 2 Dryads with a Dark Ranger or Naga second. So a lot of focus fire early game.
Yes.
But Moon decides to go with the standard hero, the Demon Hunter here. The Archer creep just started and the Ancient of War is pulling the creeps in a really good direction. The first Wisp here from LawLiet arrives as well. Is he stealing that Priest? Yes, he got the Priest here, and maybe with that Priest he's able to steal a few creeps.
That was a very nice pickup because of his late... Oh, that was close here on the turtle. Because of his build order, of course, his creeping will be very, very late. And so having the Shadow Priest and having the healing on the bottom will enable him to harass a little more. Bottom is coming, but the Demon Hunter is getting most of the experience here. Crab Behemoth is about to drop, and then we see the Boots of Speed. Nice first item for the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, very good first item, especially against the Priest of the Moon. You can just chase her down whenever you want to, but so far he has a little bit of trouble to finish that spot without losing all too much. Demon Hunter level 2 already, not losing a Wisp yet. Priest of the Moon with that Aura first. Of course the Aura, because if you skill something else than the Aura, you will just get mana burned. That Priest will die for sure, I guess, but a nice block coming out here from LawLiet, keeping that Priest alive for now, but with that Boots of Speed, the Ferrari mode is activated and he will chase down that little fella. Is he able to deny it? Yes. Deny from the creeps. Priest of the Moon going to snipe one of the Wisp. I think the first one is already dead. Second one goes down to the creeps. There's still a Wisp from LawLiet in place to keep track of the mercenaries at the mercenary camp. So far in his main base, he is taking to tier 2 on one Ancient of War, is getting Huntresses as well as the Ultra Vision upgrade, while Moon himself also started his tag and got 2 more Moon Worlds, so he will go up to 4 Moon Worlds in a few.
Yes, and he continues to attack the Ancient of War this time. Or once again, LawLiet stealing the mercenaries here. This time it's a Berserker. Maybe he can get the Hatchling. Yes, and that is more experience for the bottom, but this Berserker is going to die, and this time it's experience for the Demon Hunter. Level 2.5 already for Moon, and the bottom still with only 45 experience points. That's not too good.
Yeah, especially that Berserker dying like that was very bad. I have no idea why he actually bought it. It was so bad because it was surrounded for sure. On the one side there was a turtle, on the other side there was the Ancient of Wars, the Archer and the Demon Hunter. So there was absolutely no chance for the Berserker to actually survive that. So no reason to buy him to... Maybe the deny is worth it, but on the other hand you give a lot of experience away, you waste your money. Your opponent is teching as well, he's getting the Hunter's Hall at the perfect time, so this will line up with the tier 2 tech. LawLiet is getting a 3rd Moonwell in his main base, 2nd Huntress already chasing down a Wisp, while the first one was joining the army of the Priest of the Moon. But now the Ancient of War is getting more and more kills here on the creeps, or not killing them with the Ancient War, but just providing surface area, not taking any damage on the Demon Hunter. He goes up to level 3 if he's able to kill that camp and the green camp on the other side close to his main base.
I think, once again, talking about the Berserker, it's just because of the deny. Because he will have Huntress, the Berserker is very efficient against that. He will have Dryads, the Berserker is very efficient against that. So, it's basically the reason to lower the damage output of Moon's army. That's what I think.
And he's getting a Tree of Life next to the Tree of Life in his main base right now.
What the hell?
Yeah, this is the safest way to expand as an AFK as you can possibly do.
I've never seen this before. But alright. More and more archers coming from Moon. And he's on tier 2, so maybe mass range versus mass range?
Yeah, but I think for Moon, since he got the Hunter's Hall earlier on, there's no Dust of Appearance, so he cannot enter that base. The Archer alone is able to wall off that base, and that leaves LawLiet no choice. He cannot enter it, so he is retreating for now. And yeah, Moon, I think he will go for tier 3, most likely Bears. Second hero might be a Keeper of the Grove. Since you're not up against the Demon Hunter on the other side, the Keeper becomes even more powerful. Demon Hunter now with the Staff of Teleportation from the Goblin Merchant there can go deep, can check on his opponent, can maybe try to invade the base and get a deny on the Ancient of Lores, but so far I think it's walled off from LawLiet, and he's getting 2 Ancient of Lores, and yeah, the Tree of Life next to his Tree of Ages, getting that Nature's Blessing upgrade, showing us that he is willing to go for the tier 3 tech maybe afterwards, but so far he commits to the tier 2 with that expansion, with the dual lores, while his opponent is taking to tier 3 and is getting 2 Ancient of Lores for himself.
Yeah, I think he will stay on tier 2, use the True Shot Aura and mass range to his advantage. And maybe there's a timing window where Moon invested into bears, but there's no master form yet, or he doesn't have the critical mass of bears to fight against this, so LawLiet can kite him. I think that can work, but he definitely needs a higher Priesthood of the Moon for that, minimum level 3. And of course, Searing Arrows, very, very strong, one of the best orb skills we have, with plus 10, 20 and 30 damage, I guess, per hit. That's a lot. And
yeah, especially when you combine it with a Frost Arrow, for example, or if you go for the Dark Ranger second, there are like 2 choices that you can make right now. Some people even go for a Panda second, which I don't like against the Demon Hunter, but yeah, I've seen crazy stuff, so let's see what the second hero choice is. So far LawLiet is not getting any hero. I thought he might get one, and look at the trees, how fast they are moving with that Nature's Blessing upgrade. It's definitely the right call to get that expansion inside your main base. There's no chance that it's been cancelled, and look how fast this thing moves.
Yeah, they can easily walk there in like a few seconds, and now we can start creeping it. That's indeed a nice way of doing things. LawLiet's once again one of the most creative guys in town. The first Dryads are here as well. It's not the biggest of damage that he deals at the moment, but with the upgrade of True Shot Aura, this is getting pretty dicey for Moon. Renegade Wizard is down, Ring of Protection for both heroes. Moon found the same earlier on. But yeah, he has a level 3.5 Demon Hunter already. Tier 3 tech is almost down. The first bears are here with the upgrade. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how this will work in the late game for LawLiet.
Yeah, I think as long as you can get a really big army of Dryads and start kiting the bears with that poison slow and getting attack upgrades on them, I think you're in a very good spot. But as soon as the bears get a nice concave on your Dryads and you cannot kite them anymore because you just take a standoff against them, the trades will go in favor of the guy that is playing bears. And so far Moon is committed to a solo hero with the tier 3 that he got finished already. He will have 120% of experience going to his account, and this Demon Hunter will get up to level 4, 5 and 6 very, very soon. He is already level 4, there's a big Invo potion on him, which makes him a little bit more scary. That Ancient of War from LawLiet will be a big key factor in that next engagement at the expansion here, I think, because with that Nature's Blessing and the regeneration from eating their trees, he can provide quite a good front line there, and he's getting more and more units. So far, Priestess of the Moon is also a solo hero, so 110% of experience. There's the Lightning Shield, which is kind of useless here, I think. Maybe you can use it on the archers, but it's not such a big deal. Big mana potion still on that Priestess of the Moon. No Ancient of Wonders here for LawLiet, so he cannot buy any healing potions or Staff of Preservation. And yeah, not sure why he's still on that Priestess of the Moon solo.
So Moon with a nice position here. He can intercept the reinforcements coming from the base. He morphs the bears 5 at a time, but you mentioned it. If you can kite them, It's might be easy. Here it is, lightning shield against the archers, you named it, and LawLiet's Dryad micro so far has been very, very well, and he is known for being one of the best micro guys, or Dryad micro guys here. Nice stab from Moon, saving that one. Priest of the Moon dropping fairly low, no healing here, level 4. First bear is dying, and the lightning shield is still doing good damage back in the army.
Yeah, the lightning shield close to one of the archers, and the bear, of course, is providing some more damage. But now Demon Hunter gets closer and closer to the Dryad as well as the bears. But as long as he's splitting the Dryades in all the different directions here, I think he's doing a fairly good job of that. But the Demon Hunter goes up to level 5 already. Dryades give quite a lot of experience, to be honest. And he has to be careful. If he is feeding a lot more Dryades to that Demon Hunter, he will go up to level 6 at some point, and with that level 6 we have all seen it once in our life. This can turn games around. On the other side, Priest of the Moon level 5 as well, with the level 2 True Shot Aura so far. Not sure if he was spending that 5th skill point, but the Searing Arrow almost killing the Demon Hunter off, and he's not willing to use a Town Portal or that Invo Potion yet.
But Moonman with the balls of steel calculating the max damage, and he said, oh, that next hit can't kill me. He was down to 5 HP, but yeah, not pulling the Town Portal, not using the Potion of Invulnerability. This guy...
Yeah, but seriously, he was not calculating anything. This was not calculated. This is just like...
That was luck, you mean?
This way or that way. It's not calculated. This is just lucky.
Okay.
There's no chance that he calculated the damage output from a level 3 Searing Arrow. No chance.
Well, it's a max of like 50 damage or something?
But still, it's bullshit. I don't see
Right.
that. So now we have a Zeppelin, and this might be a Zeppelin drop on that gold mine. We've seen it quite a couple of times. As soon as there's a laboratory alive on some of the maps, these people go crazy with their siege bears, eat your gold mine like it's nothing. It's so much damage going in favor of your army. But Demon Hunter, yeah, if he kills like 6 more Dryads, he might be level 6.
But of course the bottom is also a nice level 6 hero. Oh, LawLiet buying zappers. What's he gonna do with it? I think he's gonna explode it right next to the Moon Wells. He can hit 3 of them at the same time, as it seems. And Moon not noticing it. First one down, second one down. So Moon is supply stuck.
Yeah, Moon is supply stuck. Zeppelin going for the expansion here of LawLiet. But keep in mind, there's Nature's Blessing already researched, so 7 armor for that building. There are quite a few wisps, 5 in the gold mine, 2 close to the tree, so he can actually repair that Tree of Life. And in the meantime, he is killing the Moonwells, and he's keeping him supply stuck on 10 supply for the rest of the game, most likely.
Okay, I think kiting with the Dryads is a little harder now, but the volleys are hitting pretty damn hard. Plus 4 damage on each Dryad, thanks to the True Shot Aura, but Moon with his Zeppelin micro, able to save that bear. Now he has to be careful, of course Dryads can attack air as well. Second bear down, or, okay, now they have to Town Portal out, because no Zeppelin anymore. The expansion remains alive, and this game looks very, very promising for LawLiet. He wasn't in danger of using one of the Scroll of Healing that he just bought. He's getting very, very close to level 6. Moon cannot buy units at the moment because he's still supply stuck. It's hard. It's hard for the 5th race.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Moon is doing like everything he can with the strategy choice that he made early game. He was willing to go for that single Demon Hunter and tier 3 with that bears, like a few Dryads. I think at some point he got like 2 Dryads, now he's down to 1 Dryad and 5 bears. So he was committed for that strategy, but I don't think it's the right call to make against that strategy here from LawLiet. It's paying off way more. He's performing not better. I think they play like on equal terms. Both of the players executing their strategy very well, but I think it's just a better strat here from LawLiet on that map here, Nomad Eye. It's a very nice map to secure that expo, getting that expo inside his main base with that Nature's Blessing, a lot of Dryads, not getting a second hero, committed to go for that single hero, not adding that level 3 True Shot Aura that you will usually get. Getting that Searing Arrow level 3 is doing so much damage for him now with the 2 heal scrolls and the superior army. I think he is in a fantastic spot, but yeah, the only thing that can turn games around is that Demon Hunter. If he ever sees level 6, it might be the game-changing moment, but so far LawLiet, yeah, in charge of that game.
Never give up the game before the Demon Hunter dies, but he drops down to 50% HP. He has a heal potion though. He sold the Red Drake egg that he found before at the red spot. And now LawLiet stealing that Zeppelin, when Moon is so famous for his Zeppelin micro. Of course that's what he wanted. And now he can save the Dryads high up in the air. The Engine of War is down right now, giving more experience. And so there's only 71 XP left for Starfall.
Yeah, and now we see the most likely last encounter with that Zeppelin. He can micro very nice, because there's only one unit that can attack air, and that is the Dryad that stays alive, and maybe the Demon Hunter with that Orb of Venom. But you can see the Searing Arrows doing so much damage. Not even a mana burn going down on that Priest of the Moon. Of course, now she's down to 7 mana, so no reason to burn her. The Dryads are dying here, a few of them at least. One more Dryad would have been enough for that level 6. But he's not able to close in on that one. He gets more bears. He was supply stuck for quite a while. His amount of wood on his account is also devastating. And the Demon Hunter being attacked by all these Dryads. This is just too much. And GG here from Moon. LawLiet with a splendid first game. Execution, 10 out of 10. Strategy, 10 out of 10. So definitely a reason to take the first game to his account. And yeah, I have to quickly reboot because I have a little bug here with my keyboard and I cannot type anymore. So okay. I will be back in 30 seconds.
Alright, see you in a sec, bro. So I would agree, LawLiet had this game plan down. He knew exactly what he wanted and he executed it so damn well. He also will be back, so alright. There was not a single flaw in his game. I think Moon attacked the expansion too late. He didn't really scout it. I think he just assumed it, that LawLiet would go for it with staying on tier 2. So, but of course, there was no chance of cancelling it during the build because he built it in his own base. So that was very, very well thought through by LawLiet. And he's taking the 1-0 lead. Psychologically, not the worst thing that I've seen. Okay, so next game is up. We're just waiting for yours. There he is again. It's so crazy how your computer is rebooting in really in 10 seconds.
My computer is sick.
Game is up, by the way.
Yo, I'm in.
Nice. Back on the screen as well.
So, what did you say about the game? Like, anything that was crazy on your side, what you would like to see in the next game, or what did you like so far out of the first game? Because we are in a best of 7, so what do we expect? Do we see more Priest of the Moon?
I don't think so. Maybe one more time, but it's highly unlikely, I guess. Maybe Beastmaster first or some crazy stuff, but not the Warden again. I just said that building the expansion in your main base is a real cool move, and so Moon did not really have a chance to destroy the expansion before the Zeppelin drop. So I thought that was very, very nice by LawLiet. This next map is Turina's Stand, and maybe you can elaborate on how nice it feels if you're going into a big series with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, so far I only experienced like losing after that. But yeah, having that lead of one map is definitely a confidence booster on the one side, and on the other side is it gives you the edge in terms of maybe I can mix in a crazy strategy now. Like this Priest of the Moon and Dryad, don't get me wrong, it's not the typical Knight of Mirror thing to play, but it's definitely not something out of the box. We have seen it quite a few times, to say the least. Maybe with that single hero Podem, it's something that we rarely see, but it's not like completely out of the box. So maybe it's time for Fairy Dragons, Hippogriff Riders, crazy hero choices and stuff like that. But LawLiet and Moon, it could also be just like a little bit of good micro and bears, and maybe LawLiet with the Zeppelin and then Moon with the Zeppelin. Turina's Stand both creep the laboratory early on. We saw that Shredder creep sometimes where you just have the Wisp close by that repairs the Shredder, and the Shredder is cleaning the entire camp. So yeah, I expect something like this. I don't see people prepare anything crazy so far, but we have just seen one game, so it's not telling us the whole story so far.
That's right. I expect a bear mirror game here, but with a lot of Zeppelin action. Because I don't know, the lab is so close by to your main base. You have very early access to that. An expansion is kind of likely in the middle of the game or late middle game. So Zeppelin drops can be very, very effective. And yeah, let's see. This is really strange, by the way. Once I lean back, my camera is doing some issues.
Okay, I also had to fix my micro again. Should be.
Oh yeah, that was the one thing that
should
I
be better now. Yeah, a little bit of stuff going on today. Not everything on point in terms of our equipment, but it should be fixed.
Have you seen WCA yesterday?
WCA, yes. No, I didn't see it.
Okay.
But
I guess you saw the results.
I want to check it out because I saw your tweet about Infi losing to ZDR, and I heard people yesterday in my chat that Infi wanted to play the Blood Mage just like I played it, and he completely got annihilated.
Exactly.
That
was.
There's just one tourist in this.
I think I actually mentioned it on cast.
Okay.
That you play the Blood Mage a lot better, just to rub your back a bit or your belly. So we're ready to go. I don't know. LawLiet is here, Junior is here. We're waiting for the go of Moon, I guess. And then we can start with Tarina stand. The winner, of course, will face Focus in the grand final next week. It was supposed to be...
I'm gonna answer the phone real quick, guys.
Alright. The chat is talking about the clan war, Europe versus Korea, which of course we won. With a great 3-1 performance. But yeah, the Koreans want revenge, and of course we're gonna grant them that revenge. But I guess this time we are fighting with the tourist. Have you slept good? Yes, I did. I went to bed at 9 PM yesterday. Or 9:30, something like that. That was really, really needed. We are, as we mentioned, on Tarina's stand. This is Moon versus LawLiet map number 2 in the upper left. The one guy, or the guy who never won the WCG, but basically everything else spawning in the upper left. It is, of course, Moon in yellow and LawLiet, who won basically every single Korean competition in 2015, and who is the current reigning and defending TWCL champion. Will he be able to reach the final twice in a row? Last time he faced Lucifer and beat him fairly easy, I think with a 4-0 or 4-1. I think this time it's not gonna be as easy as last time because Focus, the Orc monster, waits for him. And yeah, let's see the hero choices. The altars are about to be finished, and once already here, Moon with a very interesting Engine of War creep. Usually you place it like this to get access to the laboratory and get level 2 very early, but if you feel confident, you can pull it off to creep your natural expansion with this. And that's what Moon's going to do. This is a Demon Hunter for LawLiet, this is a Demon Hunter for Moon, so this is pretty standard now apart from Moon's creep route.
Yeah, he's a little greedy with that. He wants to go like really like heavy from the start because there's like a potential Tomb of Experience drop from that camp. You get definitely a better item from that camp than the camp LawLiet is approaching here, the laboratory. Of course, that's also easier to creep. And you can see LawLiet is suspecting something like this. But on the other hand, Moon is also checking on his opponent. So both of the players kind of anticipating that one of these guys goes up for a crazy early opening with that Ancient of War. And yeah, there it is. LawLiet gets the confirmation on that creep. On the other side, Moon is checking it at the very same time. Sees that his opponent will creep the laboratory, and this is already a big tell for both of the players because they kind of know what they have to do in order to stop their opponents, I guess. Both do this little lightning shield trick on the archer to make that creep a little bit faster. You can see how much damage the creeps get from the lightning shield on Moon's side here. Very well done, providing so much damage, and is now killing them off with the Demon Hunter. And without any trouble, he gets that Lionhorn of Stormwind, the level 2 for the Demon Hunter with the Tomb of Agility +2, and on the other side we see a Slippers of Agility and a Ring of Protection +2. So Moon definitely with the better end of that one in the opening, and he doesn't even have to repair that much, so it's pretty good.
He slightly had an experience. He was ready at the same time as LawLiet, if not a little bit faster. Of course, he can sell that Linehorn of Stormwind for a nice 200 gold or what it is. And yeah, let's see what comes out of it now. LawLiet stays on tier 1 as same. Okay, Moon now attacking. In preparation for the WCA group stages, these players played a lot together, and I think LawLiet had some horrible statistics like 1 to 13 or something. But when it's competition mode, when it's getting serious, he's there, he's on point. And Moon not able to transform his practice performances into the actual battle.
Yeah, maybe sometimes you even want to perform a little less in practice than you would usually do in a tournament environment. It only counts when you have to play the important matches. Like everything else is just practice, and if you don't win in practice, it's not that bad. But LawLiet is performing very well in tournament environment, and this is something that Moon still has to regain, because he was one of the guys that was like so good when it came down to these crazy tournaments, best of 5, best of 7. But so far in this game, Demon Hunters exchanging mana burns here, both of them burning each other to like 100 mana here. Now Moon is using all the juice in the Moon Worlds, even puts down their Mantle of Intelligence to net regenerate the mana there. Could have dropped the Circlet as well, didn't do that for some reason. And yeah, he got the better end here, Mr. LawLiet, with the double Circlet and the Slippers. He got a little bit more damage than his opponent. While Moon, on the other hand, I think he will keep that Linehorn of Stormwind, especially after the thread we had on Reddit. And now LawLiet gets the cancel on the Hunter's Hall, which is not such a big deal for now, but definitely in the long run.
It will slow down the tech to Dryads and Bears for sure. LawLiet is a little slower with his one as well, because he is going for Huntress again. The early game seems to be slightly favored here over Archers for LawLiet. And yeah, he can continue to pressure. His Demon Hunter is looking quite healthy. He has a Huntress here. So if he can cancel the Huntress Hall for the second time, that would be a huge thing. But Moon is setting a trap here, I guess. But look at this. Yeah. LawLiet shadow melting the Huntress Hall so Moon can't close the gap.
Yeah, it's very smart. Very, very smart from LawLiet. But I think at this point he has to move that Huntress a little bit if he really wants to keep that Ancient of War from blocking him off. But even if he uses the Town Portal after that, I think it might be worth it. Tier 2 is finished for Moon, but he's losing Wisp now. The Huntress is attacking the Moonwell from the other side. Keeper of the Groove is coming here already for Moon. Is he blocking off his own Demon Hunter with that Huntress? No, he cannot do that completely. Moon's Demon Hunter can still hit him. Level 3 for Moon, while LawLiet is still on level 2, all due to that early game shenanigans and the creep road especially. And now he has to pull the Town Portal.
So how many Wisps are here left? 2, 3, only 4. 4 Lumber Wisps for Moon. Okay, 5 here. So it was a big deal, and of course he has to reproduce them. That's pretty costly, but is it as costly as a Town Portal? I don't know. Maybe LawLiet will play this game without a Town Portal, and this was planned all along. Keeper of the Grove, second hero, you mentioned it. For LawLiet, it's no second hero so far, and the double entrance lore is coming as well. He wants to make big steps towards level 3 here, but Moon is... he's checking a different creep spot. He wants to get the Renegade Wizard and the item.
He's pulling the creeps away, and now he's going for the Renegade Wizard. With that level 2 mana burn, you can just kill that one off and steal the nice item that it drops. And it is the Ruined Braces, not as nice as planned. Could have been a Vampiric Aura, which is devastating in the Bear Mirror. But yeah, so far he got a sick edge in tech. Look at the Tree of Eternity from LawLiet and compare it to Moon real quick. He is 50% ahead in tech, and the Keeper of the Grove is coming for him as well. Ruined Bracers is a useless item, but he's still denying him experience.
And of course,
yeah, I think LawLiet is in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, I think so too. Of course, it's 200 gold, that item, and the experience that you mentioned, but is it that important if you already have level 3? I don't know. I don't think so. And the Demon Hunter of LawLiet is level 3 as well, so that's pretty even. Keeper of the Grove for LawLiet now 2, and the tier 3 tech is almost finished, and then the Bears are coming. The Rejuvenation is coming, and of course Master Form later on. Moon, you see it, not even halfway through. The Ancients of Lore, only one of them is up, so it's a huge advantage for LawLiet. I'd agree to that.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like also with that nice sentry ward, he can spot his opponent, can see his movement from the left side of the map. Of course, Moon tries to do whatever he can to stay in the game, and this is at this point just creep, creep, creep. And so far, he's getting like his half of the map, while LawLiet still can creep his mercenary camp. There's an Ancient of War moving, that one will not be there in time. Maybe he skips on the mercenary camp and will go for a smaller creep to have that Ancient of War tank the damage. But on the other hand, Master Bears are coming nonetheless. That can regenerate the missing HP. But yeah, so far he's still waiting for that Ancient War. I like that he keeps waiting for it, not taking damage unnecessarily. He's not in a rush. On the other side, Moon with that big potion of mana and the Rune Bracer. Yeah, not the best item drops that he would look for. Like a big healing potion would have been the better item. Keeper of the Grove also level 2 for LawLiet here. Let's see, Moon's Keeper of the Grove just hit tier 2. But he got the Lion Horn of Stormwind, so a little bit more armor for all the units. Basically like one armor upgrade. If they fight on equal conditions with same supply, without any upgrades, he will have an edge in that fight. Scroll of the Beast here for LawLiet as well, which is also not the best item.
No, of course the bears have that naturally, so no need to use that item, but of course once again it's gold. Level 2 on the Keeper of the Grove now as well, the Thorns Aura for both players. And yeah, Moon's side of the map is basically crept except the shop and the lab. He has a Shredder for himself, so that's of course a nice defense if he gets attacked as well. Master upgrade is coming, LawLiet's Master should be finished a long time, yes it is. No Shredder for him.
Yeah, and the Demon Hunter is getting more damage here. Claws of Attack +6, up with Venom on him, so in total +18, and this is without the Beast Scroll or the like Roar from the Bears that give you even more damage. So that Demon Hunter will deal quite some damage. He's close to level 4. On the other hand, Moon should have that level 4 after finishing his Goblin Merchant. Is he getting scrolls? So far he's not buying anything, but I think he will buy one healing scroll. Yes, there it is, as well as an Invo Potion for the Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove. Level 2.7 for him. On the other side, still level 2 for the Keeper, but super close to level 3 actually. And LawLiet doing a great job of creeping, getting all these small camps added up in the end. So if he kills one more bear, he will have level 4 for the Demon Hunter and level 3 for the Keeper already. But on the other hand, we can see the very same here for Moon. Not a level 3 Keeper yet, there are 8 experience missing, but he got the Zeppelin and we know how well he can control that thing.
Zeppelin and the Shredder, he's taking full advantage of the laboratory, very close to his main base. A little more creeping, level 3 for the Keeper, no level 4 for the Demon Hunter, but he leaves the creeps here, so the hero levels are absolutely the same. The Demon Hunter, as you mentioned, for LawLiet is a big damage dealer. Keeper of the Grove here, Thorns Aura level 2 for LawLiet, only level 1 for Moon, I believe. And here it is, the thing that I was talking about. The Zeppelin comes into play and Moon is about to drop somewhere.
Yeah, but the most important thing was the descent reward from LawLiet that is in a fantastic spot. He saw that Zeppelin coming and he knows what is about to hit his main base. And in order to keep up with the Zeppelin, there is a Wisp checking on that. See, there's an Entangle from the Keeper of the Grove, so now LawLiet knows what's going on. He got a Zeppelin on its own, he's even dispelling that Entangle, so the Wisp stays alive. And he got the high ground, or not high ground vision, but he can see above the forest with that Zeppelin. And this can turn out into a Zeppelin kill if you don't pay attention for a second there. But yeah, Moon is pulling back, he's not willing to commit to that. Banking some more units in his main base. He already got one defense upgrade on his units, is getting the first attack upgrade, and the second defense upgrade is lined up in that Hunter's Hall. And on the other side, Ancient of Wind and first defense upgrade for LawLiet as well.
Very interesting. Of course you want Hippogriffs against the Zeppelin shenanigans that we're about to see. And that's gonna happen. Here comes Moon, but the Demon Hunter is already here. He wants to go for the Entangled Gold Mine. Can he kill it? Raw has been used. And now here we go for it. Can LawLiet defend this? There is no repair at the moment. First Entangle is being used. Keeper of the Grove being mana burn, but there's plenty of mana. With his 3 Mantles of Intelligence, the damage output is too high, and LawLiet is losing his gold mine for now. Of course, it's not that big of a deal because Moon is losing his town portal in return, and the expansion is basically free to rebuild. No resources have to be spent. The Tree of Eternity takes care of this. And yeah, did Moon lose any units? Yes, he did. A Dryad, most likely.
Yeah, I think he lost a Dryad, but let's compare the gold mines real quick. 5,000 to 5,300, and the gold mine from LawLiet is still building, so 300 gold disadvantage already for him. But keep in mind, he got the advantage earlier when he was able to take this very good engagement in the early game, denying his opponent the tier 3 tag as well as all the other stuff. But yeah, this drop was not completely worth it. He lost the Town Portal. On the other hand, LawLiet had no Town Portal. This is the reason why he had to sit like so passive inside his main base. And at this point, still, the sentry wards give you all the information here about that production. He knows that his opponent is most likely banking on 50 supply. Nature's Blessing is being researched here for Moon. He knows he can spare that wood, especially because he got a Shredder. He's even repairing that Zeppelin. So there might be some more stuff coming in. Huntress is sent out here from LawLiet. Most likely will use them as some kind of a bait or just as a sentry ward whenever you can shadow melt them in the right direction. Now they are on the bridge. And is he turning the tides? Is he going on the aggressive here with that Zeppelin on his own? Zeppelin from Moon is also leaving his base right now. The sentry ward still keeping track of that. I think he saw it. And this time he's in the better spot because he's faster. Look at it. He's about to drop inside of Moon's main base. And there's not as many wisps as there were like in LawLiet's main base. Huntress is denying that push a little further. Is there a Town Portal on Moon? Yes, there is. He can also staff out the Zeppelin. No, he used the Town Portal. He wants to play it safe. There's not the LawLiet crazy Staff of Preservation of all the units. Can he survive in that Zeppelin? He has to be careful. Zeppelin already down to 244, 150 HP, but he escapes. And he's pulling the Town Portal off his opponent. 350 gold just gone.
Again. And that's the second Town Portal in a very short amount of time. Oh, he flies back. Was that the big mistake? The Dryad, one more hit. He stabs the Zeppelin out, and now the Keeper of the Grove. Will he fall as a sacrifice to save the rest of the army? Maybe.
Oh, that was so smart. First second, he thought about getting a teleportation staff, but he knows that his opponent as well got like a Keeper of the Grove that can entangle. So he knew that he will never escape with that staff, and then he started running. There's still a Town Portal that could save him. The Demon Hunter is coming from the other side with a Staff of Preservation, and there it is. Nice save without wasting a Town Portal. Wow. This was greedy, but execution on LawLiet's side is on point.
He's playing this so well. He knows exactly when he can do what move. And Moon, yeah, a little slower all the time during the Zeppelin phases of the game. But can this work throughout the entire game, the Zeppelin stuff, or do someone has to come up with something new? Is LawLiet building hippogriffs already? I don't think so.
He got one already on
the
field with 2-2 upgrades, so all of the units have 2-2 upgrades, and he's going
see.
for 3-3 right now. And yeah, that hippogriff can change the game, because it got like high DPS against air units. And if the Zeppelin is not paying attention for a second and he goes above that forge, I would kind of hide the hippogriff, let him drop inside my main base, and then just try to punish him for that.
Moon is coming again, very, very close to that hippo. But of course, you can unload here and then you're pretty much safe. Yeah, Moon is not researching the upgrades for 3-3 or 2-3. So LawLiet will have a big advantage in the next fight.
Yeah, Moon is also going for the 3-3, and they're about...
now he is? Okay, I just checked it.
About the same speed. So, no advantage, but the bank for Moon and LawLiet, they're about to have the same bank here. LawLiet now gets another Wisp. Not sure why, because didn't I just see a... No Shredder for him. So he's getting one more Wisp, maybe for some detonates, maybe he wants to build an expansion somewhere. And he goes on the aggressive again with his Zeppelin. Neither of the players break upkeep so far.
This is a very entertaining match when it comes to strategies and stuff. Of course, not the most action-packed thing we've ever seen, but this is a mind game on TS.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know, maybe you expect your opponent to create an expansion. On the other hand, he cannot afford it. And I like that the Shredder gets rid of like a huge chunk of that forest already, so there's not enough area where you can actually hide with the Zeppelin. There's just a lot of space where the units can run in, the Dryad, the Demon Hunter, and the Keeper of the Grove that can actually attack that Zeppelin. So it's a lot harder to jump the base from Moon as it is to jump the base from LawLiet, if you compare these like wood surrounding forest.
Yeah. And now he drops in, now he goes for the Tree of Eternity again. Moon's army is split, he has a few bears with his Keeper of the Grove, but that's about it. And Tangle on the Tree of Eternity, it's 3-0 upgrades, or 3-2 upgrades already. And the Tree of Eternity, no repair possible. Everything is falling apart for Moon, and no income anymore.
And he doesn't even have to use the Town Ball. Look at this. He will staff it out or just walk away, yes. And I don't understand, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to bash on the players, but I don't understand the uproot there. Because you have like 7 armor, fortified armor on that building if you don't uproot it. But he uproots it, so you have like heavy armor. And bears do normal damage. So normal damage against heavy armor is doing more damage than normal damage against fortified. So why do you start walking in the first place? But on the other hand, LawLiet with that Hippogriff was baiting away the Dryads as well as the Demon Hunter. So 90% of the units that can attack the Zeppelin of LawLiet were baited away with one Hippogriff, and now he's punishing him. The strategy and the execution from LawLiet is so much better at this point. Like, so much more developed and advanced. And yeah, Moon cannot really compete with that. And now he's going for the Keeper of the Grove snipe. There's no Town Ball that he can Town Ball, no tree that he can Town Ball to, even though he still got that. Has to be careful now on his own. The Zeppelin's dropping low. I think he has to Town Ball out. Or is he staffing it out in the very last second? Yes, he is. Yeah, I said it. Execution, 10 out of 10.
If he has a plan in his head, he knows when to do it. Against it. This is like... LawLiet is playing like a surgeon here. Always doing the right cuts in the flash of Moon. And this pays off so damn well.
Yeah, someone in chat pointing out that he walked away with that Tree of Life so that the bears cannot like attack on a nice concave. I see that, but on the other hand, I think it's not worth it. What you want to do is just repair it or not get dropped like that, because you can see that Zeppelin coming, or even getting that Ancient of War or the Ancient of Wind from LawLiet was so much smarter to counter that Zeppelin movement or keep track of it. He's just playing it so much better in the end.
Yeah, the Zeppelin play, the Zeppelin drops, he has that down. He won a lot of tournaments with it. We all remember, what was it? Rust Brain Cup, I guess, against Warchief Rich, where the Zeppelin drop won him the tournament, and that's kind of what made him famous also in Europe. So he broke upkeep now, 65 food, everything has been invested into this army. Does he have items? Yeah, heal scroll here, town portal, heal scroll, protection scroll, everything. And Moon, of course, at 53 food. He has no income in forever. 2,200 here, 1,000 in LawLiet's gold mine. And here we go, maybe final fight of the game.
Yeah, there we go, a lot of bears, but you said it's 60 supply against 69, 10 supply advantage. Scroll of Protection being used. Demon Hunter from LawLiet in a very weird spot, cannot be stepped out. He's entangled, he's almost losing the first hero and saves it with the Zeppelin in the very last second. That was close. The bear will rejuvenate him, but this was too crazy close. What the hell is he doing? He just threw away the level 4 Demon Hunter. Is Moon able to turn that game around? But in the meantime, the bears are just chopping through the units. But the Keeper of the Grove on the other hand, 9 HP, now entangling the Keeper of the Grove on Moon. Oh, so close.
Whoa, what the hell is going on here? One major mistake from LawLiet. Here's rejuvenation on the Keeper of the Grove, almost level 4. Are the bears enough to finish this game, or will Moon prevail with the Demon Hunter? All of a sudden, the game is kinda open again, but there is, 2 more bears from Moon joining in. The Zeppelin is gone, 1 bear dropped, so he's slow and cannot really attack because he will miss a lot. He chases the Keeper of the Grove.
The right target here. Now a surround. Look at this, in surround, but there's a Staff of Preservation still. And now LawLiet has to be very careful with his Keeper of the Grove. Of course, he's killing units everywhere, but if he's not able to keep his heroes alive, he's in such a bad spot. And now he's attacking into that very small concave area. And Moon able to stay in that game.
Wow.
What a great fight for him.
That was a great opening, immediately chasing the Demon Hunter around, this hard-hitting DPS beast that LawLiet had on the battlefield, but there was nothing for him to heal or no Invo Potion, I guess. So it was a target, and Moon capitalized from that small mistake from LawLiet. Of course, He had a great game before, but it's Moon. Never underestimate, never overcommit. And now the main gold mine for LawLiet is empty, but he has Nature's Blessing, so he can easily walk to the next gold mine with his one. 58 food for LawLiet, 49 for Moon, who is still mining now. Maybe he should wait a little with that push.
Attacking into like all that Moon was. On the other hand, 2 heroes against 1. Now the trees are even fighting here for LawLiet. He's bringing the Shredder. Moon is committed to that fight. Demon Hunter has to be careful. I think he just used that Staff of Preservation to keep something alive. Staff of Preservation being used. This spell, the spells are used perfectly from both of the players. But now the Tree of Eternity finally walking toward that expansion. On the other hand, Moon still got gold in his gold mine due to the fact that he lost it earlier. So maybe there's some payback time for killing that earlier. I don't know, but the Demon Hunter on the other hand from Moon, not super close to level 5 yet, but of course 4.7, 4.6 is close enough. If he kills like 3 more bears with both of the heroes alive, he should be level 5. And with that, level 3 mana burn, you can sometimes just snipe the Keeper of the Grove of your opponent. And with that, the opportunity to take that game or turn it around here. So I'm not sure, it's not 100% over. Before that I was pretty sure that Moon will win it, but that LawLiet will win it, but now Moon was able to take that fight pretty good. Killing that first hero, if he kills the Demon Hunter again, I think that game is swinging in his favor.
Yeah. It's already crazy that LawLiet survived this loss. Such a big advantage he had that he can survive. Another drop, and he keeps the entangled gold mine unentangled. Oh, the Zeppelin. No, the damage output is not high enough. Demon Hunter is back on the battlefield.
Yeah, but look at the bank from Moon, 1k gold. But I think the problem right now is on tier 1 you cannot produce bears. So he's down to mass dryads now. And he cannot get any other units. What he could do is like get that Augur Maulers or Berserkers from the mercenary camp, because I think you want to increase the DPS. But yeah, so far he can only get dryads and mercenary units.
Are you sure that you can't produce bears?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on that.
Okay. Alright. Then it's gonna be very, very interesting. Can he kite the bears around like LawLiet did on map 1? Will this be the revenge of Moon? But the entangled gold mine now for LawLiet is up as well. So he has income again, then he can prepare with heal scrolls and stuff. But he lost so much in this fight in the upper left in Moon's main base. 56 food for him, it's 64 for Moon. All of a sudden he has the supply advantage. 2 heal scrolls, Invo Potion. What has LawLiet to offer? An empty inventory except 1 Invo Potion.
Yeah, someone in chat, Hero... How was your name? Hero Me Fan said that mercs are not good against 3-3 upgraded units. You're completely right on that. The value of that unit is not as high as it is on the Dryads, especially if you have like 3-3 upgrades, because you're already heavily invested into the units, upgrading them, so you don't want to spoil that effect on buying like unupgraded units at the mercenary camp. Definitely a valid point. But yeah, since LawLiet and Moon, they are both on 1 gold mine right now. And there's also someone saying that you can get bears, but I'm really surprised. Why would you get like mass dryads if you have the opportunity to get bears with like a 1.3k gold bank?
I don't know, but it would surprise me if you can't get them, because you can get dryads. Why wouldn't you get bears?
Yeah, but you can also not get like you can get like sorcerers and priests, but you cannot get spellbreakers without tier 2.
You sure if you have the shop?
You cannot get spellbreakers without tier 2. This is 100% sure.
Okay.
The bears, I'm sure because I see the game how it develops. But there might be a chance that it's wrong.
Okay, Moon with another Zeppelin. I guess this time there's no Hippogriff around. He even pulls the Shredder because he has 2000 lumber. This is basically another bear. Without Reju and without Raw, but you can repair him though.
Fight breaks out, and the concave is pretty good for both of the players. The Dryads are in a wonderful spot, 2 heal spots still. There is a Zeppelin that can keep the Keeper of the Grove alive, and yeah, he is in that Zeppelin right now. On the other hand, Keeper of the Grove from LawLiet has to be careful. And so far, I think Moon is doing a good job. Now has to use the heal scrolls for the Dryads. They are dropping lower and lower, but the Demon Hunter is out of position, chasing the Keeper of the Grove off his opponent. And in the meantime, he might lose a few of his Dryads here. But yeah, the Dryads doing a good job. Look at this. With the Thorns aura, as well as the damage from the 3-3 upgraded Dryads and the healing scrolls that keep them alive. he can fight in the Moonworld of his opponent and still take good trades. Now the Zeppelin is even killed from LawLiet, but the Keeper of the Grove on the other hand from Moon is dead. Level 5 Demon Hunter alone on his own has to turn that fight right now, killing a lot of units, going to 5.6 already, getting closer and closer to level 6, killing a few Dryads, microing crazy with that Zeppelin. If he kills that level 4 Keeper of the Light, this means level 6 Demon Hunter, and he steps him out in the very last second.
Holy shit, how many units has LawLiet lost in this fight? The Dryads are doing the magic work. Now the Demon Hunter is exposed. There is another Invo Potion. He has to use it now. And let's compare these Demon Hunters. The one is so close to level 6, the other one barely level 5. And the Keeper of the Grove once again to the Moonworld. Can he survive this? There's no Zeppelin for LawLiet. There's nothing that can save him. Both heroes for the young Korean in a pretty bad shape.
On him.
Huh?
There's a healing potion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A Moonworld that was full of mana, so he goes up to full HP, and now the Demon Hunter from Moon completely exposed without anything on him. No more Invo Potion that can save him. The target is the hero, the first hero of his opponent. He's able to kill that Demon Hunter from Moon without any heroes. With the few Dryads that he got, and in range of that Moonworld, the Dryads are not enough to kill that hero. Moon knows that, and at this point, most likely GG and 2-0 for LawLiet.
The game turns around again. All of a sudden, Demon Hunter level 5.5. Of course, he had the plus 15 damage and the 2 circles that helped him, plus the Moonworlds, obviously. But that takes such a long time to get this hero back now. Almost 2 minutes, and that's an eternity in Warcraft time. Of course, Moon is still getting gold. He is getting his Keeper back. He will be able to get his Demon Hunter back from the tavern. He has 1,000 gold. There he is. And if he gets level 6, he will be able to defend this push.
But yeah, LawLiet on the other hand, playing for the Lulz, is getting the 2 Zappers and is now approaching the expansion of his opponent. And even if he gets level 6, if he loses that expansion and he's on no gold mine anymore, I don't think like that he can take that game. Because on the other hand, look how strong the expansion from LawLiet looks. Tree of Eternity, 7 armor, and all the trees, they're in the right spot. So the Zappers are coming. Pay closer look, zoom in, and do the crazy sounds.
Booyah! Here we go, down. The Tree of Life is, the terrorists have done their work. And Moon is down. 0 income anymore. It looked so good for him after... Well, this was kind of a game that turned around throughout the entire time. First Moon was up, then LawLiet came back, then Moon came back. Now LawLiet is back on top again. But of course, if you are... 58 experience points away from Metamorphosis, you don't want to leave that game, but it's 39 food versus 48. LawLiet is still mining, no Zeppelin anymore. Moon is pulling all the wisps into the next fight as well.
Yeah, but I don't see how he kills units here, because 2 Staff of Preservation, a lot of Dispel on these Dryads. They are like at 150 mana, so 3 Dispels on every single one of them. I don't see how he kills any unit to get up to that level 6, but let's see. The fight breaks out and you take over.
Moon is losing the first Dryad here, of course. Every unit that he loses cannot be reproduced since he has no gold. Zeppelin for LawLiet coming in. Demon Hunter is losing half of his HP like immediately. And yeah, there's no kill yet. You mentioned it. The Keeper of the Grove is in danger. He's so desperate to get one bear, but both units have been staffed out. And it's the GG for Moon. He sees he is chanceless, and a 31-minute mirror on Twisted Meadows ends. It was a super crazy night of Mirror. Looked boring at the start, because there wasn't like this big fight that we all expect, but little drops here and there. I like this game very, very, very much.
Yeah, very cool game, especially like the second one. The first one was a little bit crazy strats, but the second one, solid play, but in the end, execution... That execution from both of the players was sick, but also the almost comeback from Moon. We have to keep that in mind. I am impressed. I wanted to count him out already, but he is proving himself and proving it to me and all the guys watching right now here on the stream that he can still play his very best game of Warcraft, even though he was in a very bad spot there. So yeah, let's see. Do we know what the third map will be? Is there like Twisted Meadows in the pool? Because I would really like to see bigger maps where these people collide with more expansions and have like a stretched out game.
Let's see if we have the map pool here on Reddit. There's a big thread. Who's responsible for the channel's private messages? Me, but I check it almost never.
Yeah, but Neo's like privately sending out messages to the guys that he really hates. Like,
all the time.
In case you think that he's not catching up with chat, he reads it after the games, and then he gets back to you guys.
Okay, no map pool here in the Reddit thread, unfortunately. But we'll see about it in no time. So, yeah, this is kind of like a Warcraft marathon for us. We are here for the second day in a row. Yesterday was WCA. Tomorrow and on Saturday there is the NWL. And, of course, your 2-2 tournament on Saturdays as well, right?
Yeah, true. We're going to have a 2-2 tournament. Last time we had 200 euros for the prize money, and Focus and LawLiet were able to win that one. We moved it from Sunday to Saturday, since Kalaksa Cup was the last week, so we're going to have a free Saturday in terms of other tournaments. So this time we will be on Saturday. In case you want to sign up, go to the Reddit thread, check it out. There's a link to everything. I will create a tutorial later today, early tomorrow, and let you know how you can create a team and if you have like any kind of trouble setting it up, because Strifewire is pretty much like fast forward. You just know how it works. But some people really struggled last time, so I would rather create some kind of a tutorial to make sure that everybody that wants to play gets the chance to play in the 2-2 tournament. And yeah, I said it, 100 euro for the winners, 25 euros for the second place. Let's make sure that it will be just as good as the first one.
Sounds very, very awesome. Unfortunately, I have to work, but of course I'm gonna host the stream after the NWL finishes, because that's basically when my work starts. So on Sunday, of course, we'll be here for Jera Cup. And Monday at 8 AM, we have to cast WCA again. So tons and tons and tons of content here at Back to Warcraft, and of course yAwS own channel. So game number 3 starts, and it is Last Refuge.
Yeah, Last Refuge. Nice map. The favorite map of Mr. Hawk, my nice coach, Sergey. He knows how to play on that map. Let's see how these guys act up on the Last Refuge. On the left side we have Moon, again spawning as the yellow Night Elf player, while on the right side we have LawLiet, the red Night Elf, yet again, leading 2-0 in a best of 7. So the first one who takes 4 maps is taking that spot in the final against Focus for quite some money. The guy who is getting married soon is looking for his wedding gift.
This weekend.
Huh? This weekend?
This weekend.
Nice.
So he won't play your cup, most likely.
Maybe with the waifu. Who knows?
I think it's actually on that very Saturday. So
yeah, might be the case. So yeah. No problem. Focus. We're gonna have a 3rd episode in 2 weeks.
Nice. So speaking of Hawk, I thought he lives in Moscow, so I promised him a cake if he wins his match against Focus. So now he won, and I found out that he's not living in Moscow, but in a very small city in Russia. So it becomes a little hard to get a connection to a bakery there in this city. So if
he said he's living close to Moscow.
Yeah, but it's apparently like a 10,000 people village.
But how far away is it from Moscow?
I don't know.
But then he just has to go to Moscow and get a cake there.
Okay.
But you thought the chances of Hawk winning against Focus were quite low.
No. I was pretty sure that he can win. I was pretty proud of my seedings, actually.
Yeah, the seedings were amazing for Europe. Yeah. Seriously, these were the best possible seedings for Europe.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I was a good team manager. No, I wanted to boost his motivation a bit by promising him a cake.
Yeah, and he's the beast. He likes cake like no one else.
But yeah, we're here on Last Refuge with LawLiet and Moon, apparently 2 good friends both are. So both players start, of course, with the Engine of War Creep here right at the shop to get one of the big consumable items. No interference here from neither of the players, so they have all the time in the world to finish the Magis.
Yeah, great healing potion here for LawLiet. On the other side, we see the Scroll of the Beast for Moon. So I would give the edge to Mr. LawLiet, I guess. The consumable item with the 500 HP that can be restored with that. is maybe, in my opinion, a little bit better than the Scroll of the Beast that was just sold immediately and converted into a Circlet of Nobility for the Demon Hunter of Moon. Level 2 for both of players nonetheless. Let's see if there's like a Tomb of Experience for LawLiet here. And nope, it's a Tomb of Intelligence +2, and for Moon there was like, I don't know.
Didn't see it either, but there's an Engine of War in the main base of LawLiet, so Moon keeps him busy. Or at least he will keep him busy once this thing is finished. How far are the techs? Oh, Moon's still on tier 1, only now teching. This is pretty late compared to LawLiet, but of course he had to build that Engine of War that costs 160 gold. Or 180, I'm not sure. But yeah, so slight advantage once again for the Youngblood.
Yeah, that Ancient of War, I don't really understand it, but now LawLiet wants to go into aggressive, on his own terms, setting up an Ancient of War in the main base of Moon, while the Ancient of War from Moon is already done, and he's attacking that Moon well. 2 archers against 1 archer so far, and LawLiet's archer is moving in very crazy circles, now losing that first archer, and the Demon Hunter is surrounded as well, and there is a Wisp close to the laboratory, but I don't think that you can kill archers in between Moonwells with juice in it. So no chance of getting out of that without using the town portal. And now he's even using the greater healing potion.
What?
Great! Yeah, I don't know. What the hell is going on here?
Me neither. Still more moon juice here left. Okay, now they're empty, and he still wants to fight this demon hunter who has to pull the town portal first. We're about to see. This is so close. Such a close call. Now the Engine of War is finished, but he has to TP out. No more aggression except from this static defense here. It was freakishly close. And what can Moon do in the base of LawLiet? Basically nothing. He only gets the resources from the repair. And some time, I guess.
That was super useless. The Ancient of War is hitting that Demon Hunter for once. And if he hits him another round, yeah, it says a knockout and goodbye, Mr. Demon Hunter. The painkiller will not sustain the pain any longer. But yeah, using that consumable item, the big healing potion, as well as his town portal, I think it's definitely a misplay. I don't understand what he was doing there. Of course, he's forcing his opponent to use all the moon juice from the 2 moon worlds. But he still got the town portal, and now he got rid of both of that. And now he's even attacked by the Ancient of War of Moon in his main base and losing some more HP on his first hero. So LawLiet a little sloppy here on Last Refuge, but maybe there's like a bigger plan behind that I'm not aware of. Both of the players commit to a lot of archers early on, and we see Ancient of Wonders in a quite aggressive position here, close to the Goblin Merchant. So there might be a lot of aggression coming out of LawLiet soon. No Hunter's Hall for Moon. We also see no Hunter's Hall, so this is a game that you like very much, I guess.
Mass range and most likely mass Engines of War. We're waiting for the ends to march. And yeah, you see it from Moon. 6 archers already. Oh boy, LawLiet also with 6 archers. I wonder when we see the upgrades and stuff. He's staying on tier 2. You can, of course, mix it up with talents. You can play it with only Ancient of Wars and archers. This is gonna be very, very interesting. Another route to play this Knight of Mirror. I mean, there are plenty of those. And the Naga is the second hero of choice for Moon. This is basically standard for this particular strategy. But I'm very surprised that we don't see talents here. Moon is taking to tier 3, so they play it differently.
Yeah, but this is most likely tier 3 talents, or maybe tier 3 archers. But I think it's tier 3 talents. Sooner or later he might add the Ancient of Wind, or he just commits for a lot of archers with mercenaries. Because he's sending out 1 Wisp close to the mercenary camp right now. And he's just getting the better trades here. He went for that mercenary camp, opening up the opportunity to get that unit, as well as getting that item here, the Aura, plus 1 armor it is for all the units. And yeah, just more experience. So finally level 3 for the Demon Hunter of LawLiet as well. But the Naga of Moon is getting closer and closer to level 2 already. And yeah, he's getting Nature's Blessing now. And by he, I mean LawLiet. And he goes from mass archers, mass Ancient of War push with that upgrade.
Okay, we're about to witness if that's gonna work, because we don't see any Engines of War just yet to protect the mass of archers. Naga now the second hero of choice for him too. In the meantime, Moon taking the red spot, and that can be awesome for him with claws plus 12 or something. Let's see.
Three Ancient of Wars. 3 Ancient of Wars on the bottom half of the map, now creepjacking his opponent. He got the item. What item is it actually? I don't see anything.
Pipe.
Ah, Katga's Pipe it is. Yeah, why is he taking to tier 3? The thing that LawLiet is doing is so much better, I guess.
Well, the Archer upgrade is crazy strong.
Ah, that's true. Do they have the improved bow already, both of them? Yes, they have 700 range, and now Moon sees what's going on here and is going for the Ancient of War right away. The laboratory is not crapped, so he cannot get a Shredder, and he will go for the dual. He's getting Ancient of War in his own main base right now. Crazy.
Yeah, just for protection, I guess. But the timing of LawLiet is pretty good with his army, not with his Ancient of War, but he was distracting Moon, so he can do some damage in the main base now. How far along is tier 3? Almost finished. And then we're gonna see the tier 3 upgrade, more damage for
No,
Moons.
we don't see that, because there's no Ancient of War for Moon
yeah, he killed
any
that one
alive.
as well. That's right, that's absolutely right.
So no Ancient of War for now, but of course you can get it as soon as the one in his main base finishes. Killing that shop for Moon is good, because you can deny him the opportunity to get more healing potions, but he already got the Staff of Teleportation as well as a healing potion on his hero, and the Ancient of War was moving from his side of the river to the other side of the river, and now he's in a super aggressive spot. He can get everything that he wants to get. A Scroll of Protection, I think, would be a great addition, or maybe even a Scroll of Healing for these archers. But in general, it all comes down to like how well can you control your heroes, can you keep them alive. But Moon baiting out another round of creeps, want to get some more experience, maybe the Demon Hunter to level 4 to have level 2 evasion against all the archers, or maybe to just get a nice item from that Augur Magi.
LawLiet has the Dark Ranger here, of course, with Dark Arrow. You can snowball with all the skeletons if you kill a lot of archers early on. He seems to be aggressive here. He wants to steal that High Priest. Will it work? No. He's driven away by the pure mass of range damage. 1, 2 Ancient of Wars already, 2 more to come.
Yeah, but Muddy is doing some work with that slow, with that Frost Arrow. He is kiting the Demon Hunter and doing so much damage. Now the first 2 Ancient of Wars are set in place and they start marching towards Moon's main base, and this can turn out into an epic game. So far he's skipping on that tier 3 upgrade, not sure. Usually he should be able to afford it, and it gives you like 3 to 5 more damage. I don't know for sure, but it's definitely a good item or upgrade to have.
Maybe he just wants to be at 50 food and then start the upgrade.
Yeah, it could be the case. You should definitely line it up sooner or later. So Dark Ranger, great addition, I think. You said it, with the Dark Arrow, with the skeletons. Whenever you kill an archer, you get like a footman, for example, or like a skeleton from the Rod of Necromancy. But now with the Nature Splashing, these Ancient of Wars will start marching towards the main base. Sooner or later, they will attack the Moonwells, and as soon as you get rid of the Moonwells, keep him supply stuck, and he's only on 1 Ancient of War production. There's only 1 production facility. Of course, he can get more mercenary units, but so far I think he got all of them. He got the Priest, he got the Muddy, he got the Berserker and the Augur Mauler. Maybe a Shredder here for LawLiet, but the Shredder is focused pretty easy, so not sure if it's worth it.
It's a huge damage dealer, and I think maybe with addition of some Wisps you can keep him alive real good.
Yeah, that's something that I missed, the Wisp here that repair the Ancient of Wars.
Yeah, that's right. I think some are coming.
So still no tier 3 upgrade for Moon, but that +1 armor on all the units is pretty good, especially now with all the small, low supply units. Look how he eats through the forest, opening up the Ancient of Wonders here from Moon, being attacked by the 2 Ancient of Wars. But 2 Ancient of Wars from LawLiet died already. It's just a standoff, and whoever commits to the fight first in a bad spot might lose that engagement. So both have to be very, very careful. Now the Forest Berserker was out of position for a second, but the Naga couldn't slow him down. And look, the focus fire from these archers and the Ancient of Wars are melting away. So Moon in a very good spot, I guess.
Yeah, but he has lost some units as well. So far, no spiraling out of control with skeletons. Now he has the first one. Going for the Naga with a mana burn. 100 damage immediately. Can he get the Naga out? Yes! With the Staff of Preservation once again. LawLiet did not do big damage here with his push. Moon able to defend very, very well. Muddy unfortunately dying now. And an Archer. He's killing one unit after another here. Looks good for Moon. Still without the upgrade. Now finally level 4. Heal potion being used. And yeah,
level 2 Fork Lightning is ready as well. Look at this. He can use it sooner or later. And with that, skeletons. But LawLiet, on the other hand, bringing Wisp to the fight to detonate the skeletons. But I think Moon is doing a better job so far of killing all these archers.
Yeah, the double orb was so good, man. Now the Demon Hunter of Moon under attack. Of LawLiet under attack. 50 HP. But he gets away for now. The Naga tries to snipe him here.
Oh,
from the high ground. Where's Fork Lightning? He will hit him. There it is! Oh, what a nice move this was!
And he was not aware what will hit him. That's the funniest part about it. You don't see it until it's too late.
Yeah, the lightning strikes him so hard and he gets away from the opposing Naga. Moon, this was one of his genius moments that brought him so much money and so much fame, so much fortune.
Yeah, but the game is not over. The siege continues. Moon getting some Moonwells on the other side of his base. He knows that sooner or later he will lose a few of them, and he needs Moonwells to stay alive, because as soon as the Ancient of War dies, he might be in danger. But so far, with that Hellstone, additional regeneration as well as the opportunity to consume it, he is in a fantastic spot. Dark Ranger, great addition. You said it, the Orb of Venom is doing its work against the archers, and so far it's paying off. The tier 3 tech was successful. No tier 3 upgrade yet for the archers, but GG from LawLiet, and what a nice execution here from Moon in the third game. And the score goes up to 2-1 for LawLiet still, but Moon coming back into that best of 7.
Exactly. Triple Orb has done their job. Of course, the Orb of Venom, you mentioned it, the Orb of Darkness and the Frost Arrow. That is so much damage. And the archers can't really stand it. And even without the tier 3 upgrade that we have been talking about throughout the entire game, it made it worth. And Moon prevailed here. No match points for LawLiet. Maybe his nerves begin to flatter now. And we'll see the big comeback of Moon. We got the donation by Indie Picard. Thanks for a great month of Warcraft 3. Hope the April will be as entertaining. I can pretty much assure you that it will be. Because if you haven't seen the announcement, Golden Championship Series is back with Season 2. And the PGL is also back with his Spring Edition. So yeah, the April will be hot.
A lot of stuff going on in April. And yeah, tournaments are popping everywhere. Like, we have new tournaments being announced. WCA qualifiers started. And yeah, it's like all over it. Like everywhere we have Warcraft tournaments. If you want to keep track of everything one of it, go to war3calendar.com and check out the schedule for the upcoming weeks and month, because we have quite a tight schedule there, with Rust Brain Cup coming as well into play. We have qualifiers being held at the moment. And yeah, this is also a tournament that you don't want to miss, because it will be a tournament with Koreans and European players. Not sure if they invited any Chinese for this episode, but I don't think so.
Me neither. I think 2 players are still missing from that tournament.
Yeah, I guess so.
As far as I know.
But this is also always a tournament that you can look forward to, because it's very nice to see European guys go up against Koreans. We had it in the Europe against Korea clan, where you just pointed it out before the game, when we were talking about your nice seedings. And yeah, it's always nice to see the encounters. It's not only once a year where we have a WCA and everybody is competing for it. We also have these occasions where these guys meet, and this is always fun to see. Because usually we have like Jera Cup, that is like a few Koreans take part, but beside that they play like the Indra Cup. Then we have like the Chinese guys play their stuff, like with only Chinese guys and maybe Foye joining it. And then we have like cups that is like only European players, sometimes like smaller cups with less prize money. So to have like everybody mixed in and have a tournament like with global player participation, it's always nice to have that.
That would be awesome. And of course there's the QSL also going on, where Foggy is playing at the moment versus the Korean and Chinese elite. He really made a name for himself by playing the iFang Cups. I don't know if his ping is okay on NetEase. Should be the case from Russia, I guess. But yeah, he's making a name for himself in China, and he gets invited now. That's a thing a lot of players complained about, that they never get invited to Korean or Chinese competition. Maybe Foggy is opening a gate here.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. A few people like Hawk, for example, is also was or not is but was really committed to play on NetEase, and he's not invited. And I think Hawk is definitely the better player from the two of them, like from Foggy and Hawk. If you could just compare them on the paper, he's definitely the better one, and he's not invited. I don't get it, because we as a European scene, and this is not me personally who is inviting Korean people to play like European tournaments, but I know that the guys from JerraCap and so on, they have a very nice like communication going on with the Korean people, and they keep coming to these kind of cups. But on the other side, like Chinese people do their own tournaments, and they are not really inviting unless you force it. Like Foggy is kind of forcing himself on the scene, like he's participating in these Chinese Cup, and maybe he's raising awareness among like Chinese players that there's like this guy Foggy that is pretty good and he has to be part of tournaments. But if you are not willing to play on these conditions, and the conditions are very bad if you want to play in the Chinese tournament, they try to go for like a solution where everybody get like a decent ping, but most of the time it's unplayable because of the great Chinese firewall that they have implemented. So it's very hard to compete, and I can only speak from my own like experience, and you know it as well, like WC3L, Chinese against Europe. You know what happens, like, and it's not really a different time nowadays. Of course, we have hotspots, but we had them in the end of that as well, and it still caused massive problems. Yeah. So it's still pretty tough to take part in Chinese competitions. But I like that Foggy tries to play it, and for some reason we lost track of that tournament, which is a great tournament. It's stacked with great players. I don't know.
That's the case, you're right. And we got another donation by Moon Genius. He donated 20 bucks. If Moon wins, I'll give 20 more. Haha, okay. Now, I'm kind of cheering for Moon, but no, my buddy LawLiet should win this, but we want to be as neutral as possible. But of course, we want to enjoy as many great games as possible. So, Moon is ready. Next map is Amazonia, War Chief Rich's hometown. And let's see if LawLiet or Moon can capitalize from that. I think LawLiet feels pretty confident here as well.
Yeah, I think so. He should be confident in all the maps. And yeah, not sure why. I think his strategy in the end on Last Refuge was not as good as the strategy from Moon. Moon was able to keep himself alive long enough to get to tier 3 with the Dark Ranger and the Orb of Venom. I think this is changing the game. If he gets that tier 3 upgrade for all the archers on top of that, I think it's even easier to win that game. So strategy for Moon, for the very first time, better than the strategy from LawLiet in this best of 7 so far. Like, we're gonna head into the 4th map, but the first 2 games were so good from LawLiet, like in terms of execution and strategy. It was just much better. So I'm glad to see Moon coming back and showing us that he can still fight against LawLiet.
Okay, I, to be honest, expect once again a Zeppelin action game. Pretty much the same as Tarina's. Especially LawLiet is known for this year. Immediately going for the Tree of Eternity once you have your own 4 to 5 bears. That's his thing, basically. By the way, our straw poll is now 40% LawLiet, 60% Moon. Still, has not changed since then. And yeah, we were talking about Ross Brain Cup. It is on April 16th. We have 10 players already. For Europe, the players who qualified is Foggy, Cooper, Anima, and Ruden. For South Korea, it's Remind, Focus, Lucifer, Sock, LawLiet, and Believe. So basically the elite at the moment without Moon. And another slot is still open. Who would you give the final slot to?
Me.
Okay, we go in game. And this is map number 4 out of a max of 7. Moon 1 to 2 behind against LawLiet, the current and reigning defending TWCL champion, spawning on the upper right. But Moon just won map number 3. Will he start a big comeback? Will he equalize? yAwS, we're about to witness.
Yeah, we're gonna head into the game on the top half of Amazonia. We're gonna see LawLiet in the red color going for the 3rd score point here, if he's able to take that map. And while on the other side we see Moon in the yellow color, still trying to keep himself into that best of 7. Was able to take a very good game here or on the last map, Last Refuge, with a lot of archers and stuff. But this time, we're gonna expect to see a lot of bears here on Amazonia. Both of the players do the very same thing. In the beginning, we have seen slight variations on different maps. On Tyrannistan, we saw the little bit greedier approach from Moon, but on Amazonia, it's the laboratory for both of the players. And yeah, something that happens here usually is that Archer pull with the Lightning Shield and then a very fast level 2 for the Demon Hunter. And after that, some players like to go very aggressive with a Hunter's Haul early on, where other players like to sit on these archers and get the Hunter's Haul in the very last second, like mid tier 2. They just get that, and then they get the Shredder with a lot of, the Shredder with the late Ancient of Lores, and then later a lot of bears, and they sometimes even skip on Dryads. And here you can also do this nice Zeppelin thing that we saw on Tyrannistan, where you can try to snipe your opponent's Entangled Goldmine.
That is absolutely correct. This is a great introduction into Amazonia. We might even do that as a highlight because it just perfectly fits this, and then we can play it over and over again once we see a Knight of Mirror on Amazonia. But yeah, the Shredder is indeed a big thing. Such a huge damage dealer. And I guess what Chief Rich introduced it to this Knight of Mirror. Of course, he is the king of Bear Mirror, so he knows his thing. And I always have the feeling most of the things that are common now on Amazonia go down to War Chief, so credit to him for that. But yeah, the Lightning Shield creep works well, of course, for both players. The laboratory is free. Ring of Protection for LawLiet. For Moon, it is the Circlet, and with that, a little easier in the early game for him. Very early Huntress Hall, but we see the same for LawLiet. So both with a Huntress, with a late Huntress opening.
Yeah, the late Huntress is still pretty common. Yeah, I said it. This is like, people like to harass you a lot. And when one player goes for the Archer, the other for the Huntresses, you have this early tier 2 phase where you are just stronger with Huntresses, because you can get rid of the Archers of your opponent. When you add the Keeper, it's even better. You can also easily creep with the Huntresses. And now we see the first blood here for Moon, killing the Wisp of LawLiet, but also losing some time, not getting rid of the apprenticed wizards, level 1, close to his main base, while LawLiet was cleaning off everything there. So a Ring of Protection here for LawLiet +2, as well as a Mantle of Intelligence +3. On the other side, we see a Circlet of Nobility for Moon, which is definitely the better item, +2 stats to everything, and almost able to secure a second kill on that Wisp there, but was dispelled in the very last second. Now we see that LawLiet likes to be very aggressive right off the bat.
If I saw that correctly, he had to cancel a Moonwell?
Yep.
Yep, alright, and he's a little late for the Huntress Hall, and the laboratory units are not there yet, so it's not too much that he can do. In the meantime, Moon is waiting for the boots. Here we go. It's, of course, 7 PM Warcraft time, so that's when the boots appear. On the other side, both players are going for the Ultra Vision upgrade to have normal vision also at night. The first Huntress joined the fray for both parties, and the techs are progressing as well. So this is a mirror out of a textbook.
I wouldn't be surprised if LawLiet gets an expansion, because you get this very cute positioning of the Hunter's Hall next to the Ancient of War. It's still open, you can still enter it, but if you move that Ancient of War a little bit to the left, you can wall it off completely and get like a Tree of Life surrounded by the trees and walled off by these two buildings, and then you can walk your way through to that gold mine. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for that. If this is planned, it's beautiful, but so far we don't see it, because usually if both of the players open Demon Hunter with that Huntresses, you don't see any kind of like expansion. But as I said that, there it is! Yeah!
Nice prediction stats, Mr. yAwS. The Axlaf strategy from the good old WC3L days is still working in today's meta game. So I'm curious if Moon is scouting this. He should be, because it's a very easy way to creep that expansion. It takes some time though. We have to see, oh, can he trap him? Yes, Moon, nice timing with his Huntress and the Demon Hunter to trap his opponent's Demon Hunter there, and there's no town portal for him. He sold it to get the boots.
Yeah, he sold it to get the boots, and now he's paying the price for that. He's paying with his life, but he wants to make it as costly as possible, going for the Wisp snipes, but all the Wisps were transferred outside that main base. And yeah, getting that Boots of Speed as well as the money for the expansion. paying with the life of your first hero. Let's see, he tries to open it up. He tries to open up that main base.
That can
but
work.
His Demon Hunter is down to 50 HP, and I don't think it will be in time.
No, it's very, very close, but at least he can get the units out. Just imagine 3 Hunters dying in there. So a Demon Hunter level 2 is a big thing because Moon has so much time now to do everything. But it's not as bad as losing 3 Hunters in addition to that.
Yeah,
he wants to get the Shredder so bad.
If he loses the Shredder as well, it's like a huge investment already, and he is behind in every regard. He was losing his first hero. I think he denied that one, not 100% sure. But now he might lose the first Hunters here. Nope, microing that one. And yeah, he's behind in every regard. He lost his first hero, so experience goes to the Demon Hunter. He is not taking to tier 3. He's setting up an expansion, and that is also throwing you back. Now he cancelled Ancient of Law inside his main base and is getting an Ancient of Wind there.
Okay. Yeah, that
so he's changing it up. He knows that he's in trouble.
Yeah, I think with the talents, tier 2 is enough for the first engagement. Later you can work with Cyclone, but it's not that necessary. As long as you have magic damage against bears, that's okay. Or mass range, or whatever you want to go for. That's basically the quicker approach to do something, but it's not as effective as bears are later on. Now we see the Tree of Life walk towards the expansion, but of course there's no hero at the moment, but will be back in no time.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, so, but also one Ancient of Law production here for Moon. This is also keeping you very handicapped. You can get like 1 Dryad at a time, while your opponent will produce from 3 buildings. He will get Dryads, Talents, Huntresses, or maybe Archers. No, he gets more Huntresses. So he needs that Huntresses as a front line, and then he adds Talents and Dryads to get rid of the bears that are yet to come, but that will come sooner or later. Demon Hunter now with the Sentry Wards might reveal that expansion, but so far it's hidden in between trees. I'm not sure if he will see it. He knows that he's creeping that, but he will not know that there's an expansion yet. And here I don't think that you can see so far with that.
No, never. Never.
So if that expansion goes unscouted for 2 minutes and he just thinks like, oh, okay, you grabbed that, okay, I know. I don't know, like 2 to 3
Moon is sending a Dryad.
To win that.
Moon is sending a Dryad. Oh, did he scout that? Yeah, he did, right?
Yeah, I think he saw it right now. There's the Ancient Protector immediately being thrown down. Expansion not mining yet, so Talent's Dryads coming. First Talent is out, no second hero yet. Maybe solo hero, which is risky against the Keeper of the Grove on the other side. But still keep in mind, second Ancient of Law just started, 50% done. And the Druid of the Claw training, the first one, also just started. So Master Bears are still far away. And this gives him so much time to get all the units that he needs.
Yeah, he's a little off in timing, so LawLiet is definitely back into this game, selling a lot of stuff, getting a very early heal scroll and Invo Potion. But of course, since he can't step his hero away, the Invo Potion is not the worst thing to go for. I like that play, the mass range play, but I guess you have a counter on that. How long it works until the Demon Hunter gets to a certain level, or the Keeper of the Grove is becoming more mighty and mighty with more entangles. You can later maybe one-shot the units, the low HP units. But with an expansion in your bag, you can of course reproduce so quickly from 3 producing buildings.
Tree Ants, we see the Tree Ants here from the Keeper of the Grove. He's not going for the Aura because he knows it will be useless. Well, there are actually like no unit that attacks you melee-wise expect that Demon Hunter. But what LawLiet needs, now he got the Sentry Ward on his own, is getting rid of the Sentry Ward of Moon. What he really needs is a shop close to that gold mine so that he can buy potions for the Demon Hunter, because keeping your hero alive will be the key thing to win that game right now. And opening up the mercenary camp to get more units from that, get the Augur Mauler and the Berserker to increase your forces. This is also key here, because he will need units fast, and he will need them like, he need the high DPS units, and this is just the Berserker. Maybe even the Priest for the Dispel of the Rejuvenation, and a Robe of the Magi +6. items to sell.
Definitely for this first hero. The Ogre Mauler is here, Berserker is here. What is Moon doing with all his time? He wants his hero levels to be as high as possible. As I mentioned, the Entangle is gonna work very, very good for Moon here against all the low HP units, especially talents and stuff. Apart from that...
Yeah, but the Tangle is not doing all that much because there are like 3 Dryads with Dispel as well.
True.
So the Tangle is just good to kill the hero. And he can, like, one Entangle he can Dispel by using that Info Potion, and then he has to do it manually with the Dryads. But it just comes down to the control of his hero. If he loses that solo Demon Hunter, he might lose the game right off the... Like, there's no chance. He cannot rebuy it at the moment because he doesn't have the wood that he would need to do that. He's at 60 supply against the 57 of his opponent. I think you need at least, like, 10 to supply advantage. Now he's getting an Ancient of War because he kind of... He knows that he might be in trouble. He needs some more frontline. The Huntresses will buffer for some time, but the bears, sooner or later, they will chop through. There are only 2 bears, 3 Huntresses and 2 Dryads. So I think if this would be like 4 to 5 bears, he would be in a better spot. But the Fairy Fire will also do an amazing job. Yeah. Like Fairy Fire and a lot of piercing damage. He's even getting the archers. Oh, he just got 1 archer with the upgrade. I thought he might get more.
And of course, you can kite with the Dryads. They provide slow. So, yeah, it's interesting how this pans out. 0 upgrades on the bears. It's still 2 of them. 2 more are coming. And another Engine of War for Moon. Some more wood shield in front of that. He does not want to go for the expansion. He wants to go for the units. And of course, LawLiet needs to choke here as good as possible. But he can't find one.
Oh, Protection Scroll doing a great job here for LawLiet. No Dispel there. Demon Hunter from LawLiet also going for the Keeper of the Grove right away. This is level 2 Treant, so he only got level 1 Entangle and now he's down to 0 mana. The Demon Hunter has to be careful for Moon, but there's still a greater potion of healing. And this concave area for all the units of LawLiet, he's still got a heal scroll that is on cooldown at the moment. Is still good, but he has to retreat for now until he can use the second scroll. Cooldown still like 1/4. And I think Moon is doing a splendid job.
Oh, he needs to use the Moon Juice as fast as possible. Another Talon almost going down, but yeah, the numbers, they keep dropping. At the moment, they're equal. Heal Scroll being used now. You can spare all the Moon Juice, but the bears are crawling forwards. Focus Fire is not possible anymore since the staff is already helping level 5 for Moon on this Demon Hunter. Here comes another mana burn. The bears attack the first hero of LawLiet, who's about to ban level 5, but no, GG, and Moon with the first comeback in the series, equalizing after a 2-0 defeat for 2-2, and now we're basically down to best of 5.
Yeah, it's a best of 5 again. Well,
no, best of 3, right?
I think actually it's the best of 3.
Best of 3, yeah, totally.
Because we already saw 4 matches. But yeah, I think he was hitting him at the perfect timing. And of course, losing your Demon Hunter early on and that Shredder. Just keep in mind, if you only had that Shredder, he would have like had more wood to get like the production buildings faster, to get that expansion maybe a little bit faster, because he can also use it for creeping. So I think losing that Shredder as well as the Demon Hunter in the early game, not worth it, especially the way he did it. Like getting walled off or walled in to that main base and then being killed like that. Way too risky. Maybe you shouldn't sell your Town Hall and keep it there.
Yeah, or get a staff for the Town Hall as well.
Or just get a Staff of Teleportation, which makes it a little bit easier to escape, at least with your first hero. But he would have lost like 2 Huntresses then, which is also a big loss. So overall, the hyper-aggressive part of LawLiet has to cool down a little bit, and then he can take wins again. But I like how he's mixing it up. Like, I really like it, that he's not showing like 5 games the very same strat over and over again. And the Priest of the Moon is also a legit choice on Ancient Isles sometimes. So maybe we're gonna see that, but most of the time it's also the Demon Hunter here. If there is Secret Valley in the pool, that might be a Priest of the Moon map again. And Twisted as well.
True.
I'm not even sure if you have any vetoes, or if it's like 9 maps or 7 maps.
I think it's only 7 maps.
Okay. So no vetoes at all.
Nope. So, would you cover the match real quick? I gotta get some drinks here.
Of course, my bae. I will always do that for you. So we're gonna jump into the 5th match of the series. It's a best of 7, something extraordinary that we don't see all that much. But it's a best of 7, it's the consolation final of that league here. We still have LawLiet in the red color spawning at the bottom half here of Ancient Isles, going up against his opponent Moon, the Spirit Moon, who is still playing very, very well, was able to take 2 maps after he was down 0-2. So he was able to come back so far, and now it's down to a best of 3. And we see the slight adaptation here. We see a very normal Ancient of War from Moon, while on the other side of the map, not sure if you get hold of that, but on the other side of the map we're gonna see an Ancient of War close to the middle to creep that Gnoll Warden creep spot instead of that Augur Magi creep spot. So first difference in play here, I like the one from Moon, I think a little bit better, because this is easier to creep and you might be able to finish that one faster, but I'm not completely 100% sure on that since I'm not a Night Elf player myself. So let's see how it unfolds. So far we see more Wisp coming, Demon Hunter for both of the players, and everything is pretty much up to normal. First Archer here started for Moon, first Archer for LawLiet, second Moonwell for LawLiet, as well as a second Moonwell for Moon. So this is a mirror match how you want to play it, and both of the players will get everything that they need. And guys, I hope Neo will be back in a few seconds, because I have to take a small break now.
I'm here, covering for you. Alright, best of 7 series without any breaks. It's kind of exhausting, to be honest, but yeah, I think yAwS mentioned the difference in the Ancient of War creeps already, so I don't have to cover it for you. Demon Hunters here, Moon in yellow again, and yeah, of course the Augur Magi against this creep spot here. I think the one big thing is that you can steal your opponent's creep spot here, and then you can always do this little spot. So that might be the reason. Circle of Nobility this time for LawLiet, for Moon it is the Circlet as well. So things equal out. And we'll see how the game progresses from here on. It would be, of course, mentally devastating to lose 3 games in a row. I think psychologically it is time for LawLiet to come back into the series, while the spikes become more and more here, unfortunately. But that's something we can't do anything about. It's, of course, the Asian server that we are watching this game on. So yeah, that's exactly what he does. He steals this creep. Can he get the Overseer before Moon arrives? I do not think so. It's becoming close in LawLiet. 100 HP here, and he's purged, so he's slow. 66 HP. Can he block with the Archer so far? It's working. Mana burn again for 35.
Players' forces are under attack.
That was dicey. He wanted to go for that null. Oh, he's still trying to get that Demon Hunter. Trying to cut the path to run into the arms of the Demon Hunter of LawLiet, but now they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. Can he get the Overseer still? The Archer is scouting this. Whoa, this is so risky, but he gets it in the end. He gets the item, Gloves of Haste. He has to run away now. Demon Hunter is coming in once again. His own first hero is purged. But he gets away. He gets away with murder. And that, in the end, was worth it. Of course, he has to use a lot of Moon Juice now to get back.
Forces are under attack.
He used some mana burns here and there. But yeah, that worked. And we have 4 Archers already again. That's a lot. In the meantime, Moon following it up with a Huntress Hall, an early Huntress, to be more safe. But against this Archer thing, I don't know if this works that well. And yeah, this is definitely a mass range play again by LawLiet. He does not want to go for bears. On this map, that's pretty understandable, I think. Since there's not too much space for a big bear fight. And if there's a big potential you walk into that like wrong, and you don't get the perfect concave or fighting position. So Moon is taking the first shot. He will get boots, I guess, once he has the 250. Or will he spare on that, since he knows his opponent is not getting them either? Guess that's the case, and once again he gets Sentry Wards. Big item, and the circlet, second Circlet for LawLiet it is. So no boots. And the equipment of LawLiet of the Youngblood, of the bronze medalist of WCA, is a little better from the start. Experience-wise, he's also ahead, and yAwS is back as well. Very nice. Telestaff and Boots. So he wants to go for that harass into the main base of Moon again.
Yeah, I think he wants to be aggressive, maybe deny one of the tier 2 buildings, because he knows his timing on the tier 2 buildings that he just started. So he kind of anticipated that his opponent is about equal speed. Now going to try and kill one of the Wisp. One Wisp dies. Now has to staff out. Yes, uses the staff of teleportation. And I like how he's mixing up strats. Now it's double Ancient of Wind, most likely tier 3 with that. And the 6 Archer into tier 3 Talons with Cyclone and stuff. I wanted to point out that sometimes I think like LawLiet is one of the guys that plays for... He plays for the community. He kind of plays for like the viewers. Like, this is like what I think when I see him play. Because sometimes I think he could play like his standard strategy that he executes so well over and over and over again. On the other hand, this is a best of 7 in a big tournament. There's money on the line. So maybe it's not all for the viewers. But I like how he's mixing it up and he's just constantly like teasing his opponent and letting him know that, you know what, I'm gonna change it up again and again and again and another strat and another strat. While Moon is like basically playing like so far the very same approach. Sometimes solo Demon Hunter, but this time dual heroes. Now killing that Ancient of Wonders here, LawLiet, ballsy as he is, moving in, dropping down to 100 HP, knows that there's no Entangle around. In the meantime, Moon getting that level 2 on the Naga. And yeah, no second hero yet for LawLiet, which is kind of surprising, because usually you would see a Naga if you see that Talon play, but what do we see here is Hippogriff Riders.
What? You are absolutely correct. Hippogriff taming is in the works, and so he take a little look into Foggy's playbook, and he sees that it works if you play it to its full potential. So there is a laboratory for a Shredder, but in front of that is a big red spot camp that you can't really take with only Huntress. Oh, he has to step away. Mana burn possible? Nope. He gets away. So yeah, there's the possibility to get a Shredder, but it's highly protected. You can't really creep it that easy with only Huntress and Archers and Heroes and stuff, since there's no rejuvenation just yet. And yeah, you pointed out LawLiet playing for the viewers. I think he's totally uncomfortable with playing Bear Mirror, because he plays it all the time. I mean, in WCA he did play Bear Mirror, but I don't really know why. Maybe because he thinks that with land ping conditions he feels more comfortable, but in all the other tournaments when he faces Night Elves, he dodges Bear Mirror wherever he can.
Yeah, I think there's an RNG factor when it comes down to Bear Mirror, because sometimes, okay, it's not RNG to not position your Demon Hunter in the bears of your opponent, but yeah, I think at some point it might be some RNG involved, because I've seen bear fights where I thought like, okay, this player got the edge, he got more scores, better upgrades whatsoever, and then he got crushed, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? So maybe he's uncomfortable because he didn't figure it out completely. Because on the other hand, we have Warchief Ridge, who's performing very well whenever it comes down to Bear Mirror. So there is something that you have to figure out in order to like overcome your opponents. But yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes he just plays for the lulz, because he's the funny little teddy bear guy that I met in China, and he seems to be a fun guy to hang around with. Yep. And yeah, he's mixing up. Even in the 2-on-2 tournament, they played like crazy stuff when they knew that they won. They played like not reversed. They played like random races, so off races and stuff with focus together. And on the other game, they expanded like 8 times against their opponents and stuff. So at some point, I think he's playing for the lulz. But at this point here right now, I think this is definitely a strategy that can work. Not 100% developed and built by Foggy, but people nowadays kind of think that Foggy came up with that. But now I think they are pretty damn strong. Look at this. There's no counter to it right now on the field. There's a Naga that wanted to do a Fork Lightning but got Mana burned in the very last second. Ride's not doing anything against their piercing damage because they are unarmored. And they have free reign. Free reign, no Ancient of Wind with Hippogriff production anywhere. No Archers being produced, no Bears. Even the Ancient of Wonders is denied, which is a biggie now, because he cannot get that Orb of Venom for the Demon Hunter. Now even losing it without cancelling. And I think LawLiet is pulling it off, the crazy strat. And while everything is going on, he's taking to tier 3 with Master Talents.
He can never get this critical mass of Dryads that would be necessary to fight these mass amount of Hippogriff rares, man. I mean, now it's like, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 or 8 or something? That's a huge mass of damage because they're attacking so fast. And yeah, you get one Dryad after another, so that's not really an option to do.
Yeah, Ancient of War is gone, no more archers. Naga the only tool that can actually do harm to that Hippogriffs, and this one is also not that powerful without mana, without Fog Lightning. In the meantime, Moon knows that the Hunters and Demon Hunter are useless anyhow without that orb on him, so he will go on the aggressive and maybe be like just a dick and kill 1 or 2 buildings here. Ancient of Wonder is definitely a good target, denying that Orb of Venom from him as well. But in the meantime, he's retreating with everything. And LawLiet could have had free reign over that main base, maybe even go for that Entangled Goldmine. Not sure if he really has to go for that chase here. Now he's only chasing with the Demon Hunter while the Hippogriff's getting rid of the Dryads in no time. Look at the damage, he even got an attack upgrade, but in his main base there's also a lot of stuff going on. One Moonwell was cancelled, the other one is forced down to 1/3 of HP. Master Talent upgrade started, tier 3 is done, no Ancient of Wonders for LawLiet, we said it. And yeah, this means no Orb of Venom for both of the players.
Absolutely right, he snipes more and more Wisps here. All the Moon Juice basically gone for Moon at the moment. Level 4.5 Demon Hunter for LawLiet, the Naga level 2.5. But I think he refrains from continuing the attack since, lots of attack on the Entangled Goldmine. He tries to repair it, but he has to keep the Wisp safe as well. Where's the Demon Hunter? He's coming in, mass repair again. He did not lose it yet. Demon Hunter down to 50% HP. I need some more gold, I guess. Where are the Hippos? They are coming, but it's slow.
Fog Lightning is ready. Fog Lightning is ready for the Wisp. Yes, getting rid of a few of them, and I think this Goldmine sooner or later will fall. But now the Hippogriff's coming back, and he's going for the Demon Hunter, and the Demon Hunter dies, and the Town Portal was on the Demon Hunter. He gave it to the Demon Hunter from that Naga, now paying the price for that, losing both of his heroes. What the fuck?
This was revenge for Amazonia, I guess, where his Demon Hunter got trapped in the main base. This time, yeah, what a big, big mistake by Moon, letting his heroes die. You can not do that if you want to win this tournament. Demon Hunter is back, though. There is a shop finally about to be finished, so we will have the Orb of Venom. His Wisps are kind of protected here right next to the mercenary camp. But what are the Hippogriffs now going to do? He sees the Demon Hunter and he sees the Town Portal, and I bet he's laughing his ass off.
Yeah, but he was going for 2 Ancient of Wonders now, and finally he can get that Orb of Venom on the Demon Hunter. But this mass of Hippogriff Raiders, they are just enough. And on top of that, he got the Fairy Fire, so even more damage on single targets. I think he's in a fantastic spot. Tier 3 upgrade is also done, so he got the Master Talent as well. He can Cyclone whenever he feels like it, but look at the Fairy Fire on that hero. It's just melting against the piercing damage. There's 2-0 upgrades on that Hippogriff. Demon Hunter, absolutely no chance. Level 6 Demon Hunter, the Superman, is shouting, "Hey, look at me!" And this is the moment where Moon says, "GG, GG, you know what? This is GG." And yeah. What a crazy performance here from Mr. LawLiet. The Hippogriffs.
Something completely unexpected, and it caught Moon off guard. Like, he was not prepared for that at all. I don't know, he saw the mass of archers. I guess he expected another talent play here. So, yeah, he was thinking, I guess, oh, he's taking to tier 3, then let me go for bears. But yeah, the timing with the Hippogriffs was so good. You pointed it out over and over and over again. No shop, no healing, no additional moon juice from, I don't know, moonstones or something. Nothing. There is nothing that he could use to escape from this situation. He tried to go for the counterattack in the main base. But yeah, that was his demise in the end.
Yeah, this is something that I also said when Foggy was using Fairy Dragons, for example. When Foggy got like 1 or 2 Fairy Dragons, he's like moving over to his opponent's main base and starts harassing. And 2 Fairy Dragons you can counter by splitting your Wisp, you can attack them. So when the next 2 fairy dragons come, the first one is already dead, or 2 of them already red HP, so you have to micro them away. But if you have like 6 Hippogriff Riders unscouted hit your main base, and you are not aware of it, you are not prepared, you're just caught with like pants down. There's nothing like to recover from that most of the time. And this is what just happened there.
I totally agree. And yeah, that was his demise. And now we have match points for LawLiet actually. Moon has to win the next map. That map is yAwS. So, you know what's so special about yAwS, yAwS?
No, I've heard there's a story or a rumor.
I will show you once the map starts. Because, yeah, there's one very, very important thing on this map. And I really like to point that out. I see some old school people here in this chat. Dadao, he was one of my first listeners back then at ESL-Radio. Shout out, old friend, and also Paranoia. I don't know if you're the old Dota caster from ESL-Radio, but if you are, that would be absolutely awesome to see you back. But yeah, I don't know what we are waiting for. Maybe they ask for a small break to drink something or whatever. But we are ready to go. I think the casters of Korea are ready to go.
Yeah, as a player, if you play like for 2 hours and you have a deciding match for money on the line, maybe you take a toilet break every now and then, you drink some, you think about what just happened. Because sometimes you just need to process it before you go into the next game. This is what I also felt like when I chose the last map for WCA. I could have played yAwS or Trevina Stand, but I could only think of yAwS because there was like no clip of paper telling me what kind of map is left.
Okay.
There was just this Chinese referee coming to me, next map. I'm like, what maps are left? And he's like, just like, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, yAwS. And after that, I was talking to the boys, and I was like, dude, like there was another map left. Do you know what? And they're like, yeah, there was like Trevina Stand left. And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
If I only knew, and I've had like some time to process what just happened, because I was for the first time through the entire tournament, or like ever in my life, in a LAN tournament, I was like mentally, like I had a mental down like a little bit, because I felt like, okay, this is like slipping out of my fingers and I don't have any control over it anymore, because I was not in this positive mindset, in this like I'm fucking unbeatable and you can't do shit about it. I felt like, you know what, this is over, and this is the moment where I just lost. And sometimes you just need a break, maybe just step out of your chair, have a little bit of time to think about what just happened. And yeah, as I said that, we're gonna jump into the yAwS, and there's a story about that, and we're gonna see it from Neo right now, right here.
Exactly, the special thing about yAwS, everybody, you know the drill, I guess. There's only one shop, and especially if this comes down to mass ranged mirror, bear mirror, whatever it is, heal scrolls are becoming so important in this, and so whoever has the tabs down on the shop will most likely have the bigger outcome of that one. But that is something for the later game, for the mid game, for the late game, and the opening, of course, seems to be very, very equal to each other. Both players are opening it up with the Demon Hunter, both players are opening it up with the Mercenary Camp. And yeah, of course, big item here, Boots of Speed possible, Claws +9 possible, stuff like that. The Ring of Regeneration would also be a nice addition in the early game, so you can tank a little more. But apart from that, I expect a Bear Mirror, but Talent Play is also possible. And there is this nice thing where you plant the Engine of Winds right next to the Tavern, and then you keep on pushing. So your opponent won't get the mass amount of bears that he needs. And I can see LawLiet doing that.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the guys that likes to be very aggressive with that offensive strategies, not sitting back, not falling into an expansion. We saw it first map, of course, Expo, but this was also some kind of an aggressive approach. This was Mass Huntress's expansion. This was like Dryad in your face, solo Priest of the Moon, and it worked out brilliantly. So let's see, LawLiet going for the creep. The Lightning Shield pull is already real. He's getting the Priest. And now going for the Renegade Wizard, Mana Burn on top of that, dealing some more damage. What item is it? The Talisman of Evasion, not the best item because he will get the evasion nonetheless. And since this is not Dota, you cannot skill stats. So the item is useless at this point because he will sell it, of course. It gives some money, you can spend it on circlets, you can spend it on Boots of Speed later. And we see a slight adaptation here, a difference in play. LawLiet going for the little green camp, moving down with that Ancient of War to creep that expansion later, with that Ancient of War tanking it, because he doesn't want to take damage on his first hero, while Moon on the other side, not wasting any time, sending the Demon Hunter to that spot, and is most likely going to expand right off the bat, because there is a Wisp around, and he got the resources. Let's see if he decides to tag or throw down an expansion, because why would you go for that Wisp? And there it is, the Expo, the very fast Expo from Moon.
He played exactly that strategy at WCA. I can't remember if it was against Doshishi or if it was against LawLiet, but maybe it was in both of the games. But
I think it was against Shishi on stage.
That's for sure, but I'm pretty sure he played it against LawLiet as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, on stage you're absolutely right. He lost that game, and versus LawLiet I'm pretty sure about that as well. So he has played this in big competitions already, at least twice, and he lost it both, and he has still the confidence to go for that. And there's a quick adaptation to that strategy. He plants an Ancient of War in the main base of LawLiet, keeping him busy, because of course at one time you have to kill it, because it's just so annoying. And yeah, maybe that buys the time for the expansion that he needed. Maybe that's the next logical step in this strategy for Moon.
Yeah, the Expo got some really nice thinking. Like, you construct an Ancient of Wonders in your opponent's main base to throw him off a little bit and also force him to go back and return and kill it at some point. This also points out that you want to be aggressive, while on the other side of the map you set up an expansion and delay your attack. So you want your opponent to do something else that he's not willing to do usually, while you force him on your game plan. Like the expansion play, not the offensive one. Now he even has to repair. He's throwing down an expansion on his own. I think he might have scouted, or just he knows that this is coming, because you said it, he might have played against it already. So he might be familiar with that strat. But yeah, it's a great strategy. Like, from the point of just looking at it on paper, it's a great strat.
Indeed, so far it seems to be working. No pressure at all from LawLiet. Of course, he builds his Tree of Life a little later, so he has to protect it. And this is the first good shop usage of Moon. He has the boots, he has the staff, so he can always teleport back to his expansion and defend there. While in the meantime, LawLiet has trouble in his main base, and now the Demon Hunter comes in, creating trouble at his expansion.
Yeah, and he wanted to block him off so that he's not taking damage on the expansion. Now Moon goes for the Priest, not willing to commit for the Tree of Life. I think he cannot really kill it, even if he commits the Town Portal to it. The damage output is just too low. Earlier, LawLiet was able to steal the Forest Troll Berserker from Moon, and Moon was able to kill it on the other side, but still denying him that. Again, we saw it already on Ancient Isles. He's denying him the access to it on Echo Isles as well. No, it was not Ancient Isles, it was Nomad Isles, the first map where he stole it. And yeah, very, very well done. Keeping his own expansion alive. The Expo from Moon is about to be done. The Entangled Gold Mine. We see the Whisper already there. The Ancient of Wonders is in place. Tier 2 tech about to be finished. The Moonwell is still being attacked by one of the Ancient of Wars. And there is an Ancient of Wind coming. No Hunter's Hall here for LawLiet. So Archers and Talents with an expansion.
Very, very interesting. We mentioned it, he keeps on dodging the Bear Mirror. Ancient Isles usually a map where you see it a lot. LawLiet now with the first clause of attack. Nice damage boost to the army, and level 3 both players are... Oh no, not playing it single. Moon with the Naga as a second hero. Huge damage dealer, but of course squishy as well. He's creating trouble at the Expo. Of course you can't repair it if it's not finished, and he will be able to cancel it and get a little economy advantage from this cancellation here. Just buying time. And Moon so far seems pretty confident in his play here.
Yeah, this looks like a really nice confidence booster. So far everything is working according to his plan. Like, of course the expansion from Light, he would have liked to delay that further or cancel it at least once. But denying that gold mine going up like over and over again is also just a pain for LawLiet to watch, because there's nothing that you can do. You said it, he cannot repair it because it's not done yet, and it's 50% done now, being attacked by the Demon Hunter, who's going crazy because he got the Glove of Haste, and he will be able to deny that one for another round. And whenever he denies it, you have to cancel the Wisp production if you want to like try it again. So now we have a Mud Golem and a Druid of the Talon that can use Fairy Fire and Slow on that Demon Hunter. He will not be able to do it anymore, but at this point, Moon get everything that he needed. He's creeping with the Naga already, getting a few more Mercs and setting himself up for a really late game strategy here with that tier 3. Not adding any production buildings here, no Wind of War, Ancient of Wind, no Hunter's Hall, so maybe that strat that he used on Last Refuge with the Dark Ranger and Orb of Venom really quick.
Absolutely possible. Fast tier 3. He has a 1000 gold advantage already in his expansion. Naga close to level 2. And yeah, you have to keep in mind that LawLiet is constantly repairing his Moonwell. So he constantly loses resources. That is now, after, I don't know, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is now, 6 minutes. That's a big factor. That's a lot of gold he spent on repairing.
Yeah, at some point he should just take the 30 to 40 seconds that he needs to get rid of it and destroy that Ancient of War, because it's also revealing a lot of scouting information. I think he might see the Tree of Eternity going up, he saw the tech speed, he saw the amount of Moonwells that are in play, so he knows how much food he's up against and he knows how he can like counter it or when to start his own tech, when to start his own buildings. He cannot see that Ancient of Wind, but I think he can at least see the Tree of Eternity.
Most likely. And it's once again mass range versus mass range. This time LawLiet adds talents to it. Magic damage, of course, not that effective against archers, but the Fairy Fire, so good against basically everything there is. So that makes focusing a little easier. And finally, he's going home, killing that big tree that knocks on his door. But also finally, he has his expansion up. 11,900. Yeah, it's a 1,500 gold experience for Moon, gold advantage for Moon at the moment, plus the repair costs. So he had a good bang for his buck, and he always is there at the shop, always keeping tabs on that. He knows exactly what to do. With the first Invo Potion here, Heal Potion and Heal Scroll on the Naga, plus the big Mana Potion, so a lot of Fog Lightning coming up. And this time it's Moon who cancels the shop all over.
Yep, cancelling the shop. Pain. A lot of pain. Not even cancelled. Just finishing that one and getting experience for killing that. So level 4 Demon Hunter against level 3.5 Demon Hunter of LawLiet. Getting the edge in every corner here. Having that expansion in place sooner. Now going for 2 Ancient of War and 2 Ancient of Wind. So 4 production buildings as well as the mercenary camp to his side. Hunter's Hall being started. So, Hunter's Hall is started. What is the whole reason behind that? I'm wondering, does he just want to have that Moonwell upgrade, or is he actually going for an Ancient of Lore play where he plays like a few giants, or maybe 1 giant?
That's possible. Also, maybe a few dryads for Dispel or something. I don't know. Maybe Ultra Vision is also a nice update.
Wow, Demon Hunter could kill that one again, but not willing to sacrifice a lot of HP. But on the other side, you can see how he's baiting him away from that side, and Moon knows with that Sentry Ward close to the expansion of LawLiet, he knows that he's baiting the entire army into a different direction, and now stealing that big creep spot, the Sea Turtle here, level 7, with that nice drop, even committing that Fog Lightning to it so that he's finishing off faster, because he knows that there's Fairy Fire on that Demon Hunter, so he knows that LawLiet knows that he is there. Yeah, speeding things up a little bit.
Moon's expansion still completely uncontested. LawLiet has been in the defense throughout the entire game, but he has 65 food now. Can he buy some items, or will he cut the path of the Korean legend, his mentor, later on? No.
Wow, look at the bank account of Moon. It just looks like when I got my prize money from WCA. He got like 3k gold in his bank, and now he starts adding upgrades. This is the whole reason behind that tier 3 or the Hunter's Hall. He's getting that Ultra Vision, he's getting the Wellspring and the first attack upgrade for the archers. So he already got the improved bow. He doesn't have the tier 3 upgrade. Or is it? Is it actually there?
Nope.
Strength of the Moon level 0. I've never seen that there's a text like upgrade Strength of the Moon. Have you ever seen that? And he's getting Fairy Dragons against the Talons.
Do they cast so much Fairy Fire? I don't think. Okay, it's piercing damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Talons. It's pretty good.
Oh, LawLiet adding a Tinker. That's what I love to see.
Their marksmanship increases damage of archers by 3, so this is pretty good.
Yeah, he's producing it now. That's so much, man. He has so many archers, and with that one upgrade, I think one volley is worth, I don't know, 40 damage more, 45.
Yeah, with that fairy fire, it's a lot.
It's nuts.
It's really, really good to have that. Not sure why LawLiet is skipping on it so far. Is there still an Agent of War for LawLiet, by the way? Yes, it's close to its expansion. But now he's pulling the strings. He's the one that is the aggressor right now, and this is a position that you want to be in. Priest of the Moon as a third hero for Moon here. And yeah, it will be 80 supply against 80 supply. Take it away.
Very, very interesting. Moon is supply stuck. He can't reproduce. Nice position of the Fury Dragon. Immediately throwing the lights down. But okay, he gets caught off guard with Fury Fire attached to it. Maybe not that great. But he needs another Pocket Factory, he needs some blockers. He has only one Mauler. Anti-magic potion on the Demon Hunter, so there's no Cyclone possible. There is a lot of Cyclone coming from Moon, but the heroes are constantly high up in the air. I think the armies have to do the job here, and so far it's looking good for LawLiet as it seems, but there's still heal potions and everything. No mana anymore on the Tinker. Nicely burned. Fog Lightning coming in, but it's not so great against archers because they have Elun's Grace. But LawLiet has problems here. He had a town portal on the Naga, but he's not using it. What the hell is going on? Moon is killing so much, man. He has a 20 food advantage now, and he just shreds through LawLiet's army. The Tinker is down as well, and what can he do now?
Yeah, nothing. With that Bank of Moon especially, he had like 1.5k gold throughout the fight, now spending it, getting more units. There are Fairy Dragons coming to the fight. Demon Hunter still tries to kill something, but now he's all alone, and there's nothing that he can do anymore. I'm not even sure why he's staying in that fight. I think he knows that this game is already over. Not using that Town Portal in time, but also the Concave was horrible, the fighting position for LawLiet. So just Moon securing an easy victory. I think this was the first game where I felt like Moon was in had an advantage throughout the entire game. Like usually it was like the one guy taking advantage, then the other guy coming back. But this was the very first game where we saw like Moon being ahead in every single corner of the game.
That's absolutely right, and you saw the marksmanship working, plus the True Shot aura was an immediate +6 damage on every archer, and he had like 15, so every volley was like 90 damage to everything. That was so crazy. This damage output from the archers definitely saved him the game, or won him the game at the end.
Yeah, I think what you want to do is like you want to have more archer against the Talons, because the archers are so good against the Talons.
Yeah.
And what we have to say at this point, we go to the very last game of this best of 7. It's the 7th game of this, and we're taking it like the whole way.
Yes.
The whole way. Like, how good is this? And to be honest, I dislike Night of Mirror. I even left stream sometimes to say like, guys, you know what? I'd rather cook my meal or do this or that instead of watching it. But this best of 7 is something very different, and this is what you said is like typical for Night of Mirror. When it gets interesting, when different strategies collide, especially the Archer Talon thing that you like so much, games become very interesting and cool and entertaining.
Exactly, that's exactly what I wanted to point out. A lot of comments have been saying that best of 7 Night of Mirror, I'd rather hang myself, but I guess everybody is having a good time here. I think we have 1,100 viewers already following the spectacle that LawLiet and Moon are providing to us, and now we're left with only one map. Who is advancing to the grand final, securing $670, and will face Focus for a prize pool of $1,600. And who will be third? Who will get the bronze medal plus $400? It comes down to only one map, and the game is starting.
The game is starting. The very last one of today here on that stream. In case you missed all the games, I think you can find it later on Back to Warcraft YouTube site. You can check it out and follow the entire best of 7. It's definitely worth watching. And yeah, but let's focus on Secret Valley for now.
Exactly. The final next week will have a Night Elf and an Orc. The Orc is Focus, but the other guy, either LawLiet in the red trunk, spawning in the bottom left, TWCA bronze medalist after he eliminated all the Chinese humans who were dominating the scene for such a long time. And speaking of dominating the scene, no one has ever dominated Warcraft than his opponent here. It's Moon in the yellow trunk spawning at the upper right. And Secret Valley, yAwS, tell me about it.
Secret Valley, a very different map from the maps we saw today. Because here on both sides you can see it, we have the healing fountain with a red drake next to it or on top of it that is protecting that healing fountain. So on both sides, one healing fountain, both of the players can actually use it in the night, shadow melt their unit there, regenerate it. While on the other side, like, let's point out what's happening in the start. It's that close camp that both of the players are approaching with the Ancient of Wars already. On the side of Moon, we can already see it. The Gnoll Overseer with the 2 Gnoll Assassins. These guys spread poison, but as long as they attack the Ancient of War, they are not spreading anything, since you cannot poison that building. So Demon Hunter for both of the players. Since it's the very last game of this series, there will be no Priest of the Moon crazy shenanigans, most likely. This will be a very straightforward game with Bears, Dryads, Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove. This is my prediction. But let's tell me more about that.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Maybe, I think there's a small Echo Else, you can place an Engine of Wind next to the tavern and then start to push. But I think it's highly unlikely that we're about to see that. I expect a very typical Bear Mirror as well. And I'm lagging pretty hard. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, same experience from me.
Okay.
This is definitely the worst from all the games that we casted, like in terms of lag.
I hope we don't lag in a big fight, man. That would be so awful. But until now, no complaints from the Koreans. And so the creeping proceeds. That's exactly what yAwS explained here. The assassins attack the Engine of War, and the items will drop very soon. Oh, LawLiet did a small mistake here. He had to pull back his Engine of War, and so the archer took a few hits. That's not what you want.
Yeah, not such a biggie, but definitely, yeah. Giving Moon the edge here a little bit. The Demon Hunter with that Claws of Attack +6. On the side of Moon, on the other side, we see a Gloves of Haste. So early Hunter's Hall coming into play for Moon, while LawLiet is skipping on that and goes for a super fast tier 2 tech, not getting any Huntresses, but getting more Archers, which is interesting, because usually you see people with 1 Archer hanging around, playing their usual thing until they hit tier 3. But this is at least 3 Archers for now. I'm not sure if he will get more, not getting more Moonwells. There it is, 3rd Moonwell for LawLiet, while Moon is scouting and checking out what his opponent is up to. And yeah, LawLiet not losing any time, going for some more creeping, while Moon is approaching that healing fountain that I mentioned earlier, with that red drag that he cannot creep with 1 Archer, but he can kill that nice Gnoll Warden and get maybe a Circlet of Nobility or another Claws of Attack.
That would be absolutely awesome. LawLiet is taking a spot there that we usually do not see in the early game. You were absolutely right with that Circlet prediction, Mr. yAwS. Nicely done. Your forecasts have been very good today, if I may say so. Yeah, the Demon Hunter just got a Mantle of Intelligence. It's not that good of an item pool, so that's why you usually skip that Murloc spot. You're level 2.5 now, Moon also 2.5, but he has +8 damage already. No boots, but a Circlet for LawLiet. And he has 4 Archers now. Is he producing more? He's going Huntress Hall now with 4 Archers. This is weird.
No, I think he might go for the 4 Archers because he tries to get that dragon at some point. He's like, okay, if you're not come close by and you don't creepjack me creeping the Gnoll Warden, I might go for the dragon and get that one. But now he has to be careful because you don't want to be caught off guard against Huntresses with your Archers because they just kill them pretty easy. He doesn't have a Dust of Appearance yet, so he cannot see them. But as soon as he gets the dust on that Demon Hunter, I think he might be in a very good spot to get rid of these Archers. Now he goes for the Gnoll Warden, and the Gnoll Warden goes to LawLiet, so more experience for him, but the Glove of Haste goes to the Demon Hunter of Moon, and on the other side he got the Boots of Speed, while LawLiet still doesn't have any boots. And the Archers, he lost 1 while he was creeping, but they are creeping the green spot in the middle. So losing 1 Archer, definitely, yeah, a mistake there.
LawLiet, to me, seems very, very nervous.
Yeah,
would you agree? I mean, the little mistake at the start while creeping, now losing an Archer while creeping. I don't know, man. He's not that experienced as Moon is in big tournaments and when it comes down to one last map. So maybe this is his mind doing some tricks on him.
Yeah, it could be the case, because there's also a lot of money on the line that a guy like LawLiet, who is like still pretty young, and I think it's still a lot of money. I'm not sure, second place is like 1k or something?
1,600 is first place.
1,600, maybe maybe he's thinking about it, questioning himself a little, but I don't want to put a lot of emphasis on that. I think LawLiet now is also experienced when it comes to these games. WCA, the first stages, the first offline tournament for him, I guess, as well, was like a little shaky. Because I watched him play and I was like, he's not playing like he's playing online. And I was a little disappointed because he was not performing as well as he was performing on netties against all these Chinese human players. But in the end, it was enough to overcome them. I still think that he was not playing his best Warcraft on WCA ground. But here, today, throughout the entire best of 7, I've seen just great games, nice execution. But yeah, losing that first Archer's, yeah, maybe just a slight mistake.
To say something good about him, he has the experience advantage. Level 3 on his Demon Hunter compared to, well, almost level 3. But there is the second hero already. LawLiet going for the Keeper of the Grove. He has the Hunter's Hall for a long time, and this might result in a creep check now. Moon is in danger here. The Demon Hunter down to 100 HP. Where's the Entangle? Keeper of the Grove is here, but he entangles the opposing Keeper, not the Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah, he didn't see the Demon Hunter the moment he was so focused on that second hero here that he didn't keep track of the Demon Hunter. He just didn't expect him to creep that. Now Moon still has to fall back, regenerate. It's only a Scroll of the Beast. If this is a different item, it might play a bigger role in that match. But so far it was only a Scroll of the Beast. Both of the players, playing what we expected them to play. And there it is, the Greater Healing Potion for LawLiet. Great pickup there, can keep his hero alive later. No Staff of Preservation yet, because the Ancient of Wonders was not ready when the Keeper of the Grove came out. But yeah, he's playing it safe. Neither of the players is playing it crazy. But on the other side, I have to say, Moon is very active on the map, creeping all the camps. He was getting the shop, he got the Organ Magi on the other side of LawLiet, and now he's getting his own camp. So he's very active, he gets like a lot of experience real quick.
A lot of map presence as well. Tier 2 and 3 quarters here, but LawLiet is also quite a bit ahead in tech. But his Bear Adept upgrades pretty damn late, and he could use Rejuvenation right now. If he gets caught here, this could be a disaster, but Moon is still pretty far away. There is a big healing, there is the big invul, and Moon is taking his time and creep the red spot, which is one of the best spots in the game, of course, in terms of experience, in terms of items. What we see here is pretty passive by both players. They don't seek the big fights like they did in the previous 6 maps, but they know, okay, there's so much on the line, I won't do any mistakes, I will play this safe.
Yeah, I think this is what usually happens as soon as there's like money on the line or you play a tournament where it really comes down if you want to advance into the later stages of the tournament. The very first game of every best of 3, best of 5 is very conservative, and the very last game where it's like about to, like, we have the last game for either of the players, so both of the players also play super conservative in these games. Usually. Yeah. So first and last game is always conservative. Like in between you have crazy games, but usually you have like this last games are always the most conservative, most passive. Everything comes down to one fight kind of games.
We have the True Shot Aura for LawLiet. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. It's a nice little damage boost for the army, at least for now. He wants this Overlord so bad, but Moon is interrupting this. He's interfering. But what can he accomplish? The Ogre Lord is very, very angry with LawLiet. Can he get us around? Yes, he wants this so bad. Can Moon capitalize with a mana burn or something? We're about to see. No, he was entangled. Very well done. And as a reward for his play, he gets the Legion Doomhorn, which is pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, definitely the best item that he could get there. Just getting a little bit of movement speed as well as HP regeneration for all the units. This is just great for the Bears in the fight, but it will come down to that one fight and the use of the scroll, the use of the items. If somebody is sloppy for 1 second and loses his hero, we have seen it today from both players actually. On Ancient Isles we just saw Moon lose both of his heroes because he wanted to swap the Town Hall in the very last second. From LawLiet we also saw some misplays in the fight, losing his Demon Hunter on Tirina's Stand, for example, out of the sudden, like There was no reason to lose that one. He had a sick edge in that game, and then all of a sudden he loses that first hero. So if this happens on Secret Valley, this map is small. You can just make it to your opponent's main base without any trouble in no time. And yeah, you don't want to do that. You see the encounter, like, both say hi and then they say like, okay, you know what, I will go my way, you go your way.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that Moon does not want to fight because he encounters 1/1 upgrades when he at the same time has nothing on his bears and dryads. But there is a protection scroll, there is a heal scroll, there is an invo potion, so he is set for that. Next Red Drake, maybe the Vamp aura. That would give him 3 auras, which would be nuts, but no, it's the True Shot aura for the second time, if I saw it correctly. Yes. And I guess he sold it once. So, okay.
Yeah, I think he will sell the other one as well.
Okay, it was nice as long as he has the archer, but for only 2 dryads.
One of the bears is caught off guard there. There's no dispel and he's entangled, so you cannot step him out. This bear will definitely die. Level 3 Keeper of the Grove, level 4 Demon Hunter, 4 LawLiet. The levels are equal. We have level 4 for Moon as well on his Demon Hunter, and level 3 for the Keeper of the Grove. A scroll of protection and a scroll of healing on that second hero. Invo potion for the Demon Hunter. Let's check LawLiet real quick. Invo potion as well as a big healing on the first hero, the Demon Hunter. No protection scroll now, but 2 town portals.
That is indeed interesting. 2 town portals on the Keeper of the Grove. He's going in with the bears. 2/1 upgrades for him against 0/0. Moon can never, ever take an open fight here, but he doesn't want to. Oh, he wants now. He's going for the Tree of Eternity. Can
the Dryad's out
LawLiet
of position. He's not tumbling the Dryads with him.
Oh boy, this is absolutely horrible for Moon. He wants to go for the kill on the Keeper of the Grove, but he defends his Tree of Eternity. Will this be it? The repair is not enough. The 2/1 bears are sealing the deal here. Moon portals out without losing a single unit. And what a mistake from Moon this was.
Yeah, but also his main base is constructed very, like, wildly open, to say the least.
Yeah.
And in a Knight of Mirror, you know that at some point there might be a base race scenario, and look at the tiny entrance that you have to take in order to get inside LawLiet's main base. And they were like, Moonwell's in place, Ancient of War was still in place. The Ancient of War from Moon is in the middle of the map, of course, and also a nice scouting tool. But on the other hand, if you leave your main base wide open like he just did it, you get base raced, especially against that siege bears. And if you don't realize that you have to town portal sooner, you are in so much trouble. And if LawLiet is really smart right now, he just says, like, you know what, we're gonna go for a base race scenario. You cannot get a Tree of Life right now, and you cannot do shit without that. He will be, like, revealed in a few seconds, and you cannot take the fight in the main base.
And he can't even produce units. He is supply stuck at the moment. Moon is pulling every single wisp. This is an absolute all-in. It doesn't get any more all-in than this. He still has the heal scroll. He still has the protection scroll and the invo potion. On the side of LawLiet, 2/1 on the bears, 1 heal scroll as well. The no protection scroll is there, but a big healing. Mass Dispel will come in, so most likely no mana on the bears. And Tangle coming in. Can he burn the Keeper? Can he burn the Keeper dry? So far it's just blocking with his Wisp. What's he doing there? The Ancient of War is down. The Demon Hunter is tanking a lot of damage.
Yeah, detonates being exchanged, and nice detonates here from LawLiet, dispelling the Raw. On the other hand, using Rejuvenation that is not being dispelled. Finally, we see the Scroll of Protection, but way too late for Moon. His units are dwindling. Look at the low HP bears that he is microing right now. And keep in mind that he doesn't have a gold mine. GG from Moon! And LawLiet will advance to the final and face Focus yet again in the grand final next week. And Moon the Legend losing to the newcomer of South Korean Night Elf. Yeah, no chance, bro. And this is definitely the best Night Elf that Korea has to offer at the moment.
Absolutely true. No doubt about it. He wasn't that great in the Golden Championship Series where the old schoolers shine. There was Remind who did better, there was Moon who did better than him. But here at TWCL, he wants to reclaim his throne, he wants to defend his throne that he won against Lucifer. Moon, bronze medal. I think it's a good result for him. He has done some pretty nice games here in the TWCL, and it showed that this guy is getting better and better and better and better. And once there's a Korean WCA qualifier, he is definitely one of the guys that you have to keep in mind for the few slots that will be given out this year. On the other hand, LawLiet, this is his trademark. killing the Tree of Eternity, knowing when to move out, knowing when to portal back and when to go for the kill. I think no one does it better. Maybe no one has done it better before. And that has won him so many tournaments, especially against the European players. And now Moon fell for it. I think it's no shame for Moon. It's just, especially the first 2 matches, and maybe the last one, were just a sign of how smart and good this kid is.
Yeah, also the Hippogriff play, how he used it, how he used the strategies, also his execution. I think in terms of execution, they are both on equal levels. But I think the strategies from LawLiet that he used today, most of the time were like more advanced, a little better in every corner, like for the games that he won. But also on the other hand, don't forget, Moon was able to take 3 maps of his opponent. He was creating like entertaining, close games on all of the maps that we have seen. So I think he played a great game. But on the other hand, what also is like, Moon kind of lost his Moon effect. There was like a effect that was surrounding him when he was the guy that was like dominating the scene. Everybody, when you face him, it's like, oh shit, I have to play against Moon. Yeah. Like everybody got crazy about it. But now when you lose this special charm, and people actually see that you are not untouchable and that they can win against you, this leaves you even weaker. I don't know how to describe it any better in my broken English, but I hope you get the point there. And as soon as some people start beating you, it's a lot easier to beat these opponents. Because as long as you have a nemesis that you never won against, or that is a guy that is considered untouchable for most of the guys, he's way stronger just from the mindset that some people might have.
So would you think that maybe Moon came back too early and he should have done it like Lin does now? Because I think with having the number 1 and number 2 NetEase account at the moment and beating people that are winning tournaments left, right and center in streaks like 13-1, Lin has that it factor. Lin has that fear aura around him at the moment.
Yeah, very, very hard to say what is the right approach. On the other hand, both of the players, whenever they start playing Warcraft, whenever they touch the game again, you also saw when Grubby started playing again, everybody is watching every move, because there's so much like fangasm, so many people are so hyped about it, everybody is expecting the players to be as good as they were back in the day when they played on the top-notch level, so it's kind of hard to say that. I'm also surprised that when Lun came back and practiced with Czech, and I think it was Belief, that he was able, like, right from the first day, he was able to take, I don't know, 13 games of Czech or something, and Czech is the Night Elf player that is like 65 to 70% on NetEase. So, just leaving that mark kind of tells the whole story that Lun might be the player that comes back stronger, because he was the Orc player that also got like, I think there's only one guy that is doing it just like him. It's like Fly. And Fly is doing it with a lot of practice, I feel. While Lun is still able to control his units like he just controlled it back in the day. Yeah. And his approach might be the better one right now, because we see how well he is in practice. But this doesn't mean that he has to have like nice tournament runs. This is like also different practice and tournaments.
Yeah, sure.
Have to keep that in mind.
Okay. Next week, Mr. yAwS, will you be by my side for the grand final again?
Of course. I think I already stated it in our little Facebook group. I will definitely be there next Thursday at 12, the best of 7 between Focus and LawLiet, and I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's once again at 13 because of the time changes thingy. Yeah. But yeah, best of 7 between Focus and LawLiet. I think this is the best that Korea has to offer. Those guys stood out right from the start when the Koreans came back to the scene, and they are at the top at the moment. So who's gonna be the winner of $1,600? We're about to witness next Thursday, 13 CEST. Of course, we will inform you about that on our Twitter and Facebook.